Tungo Dombote. He's famous stadium. Was like for the general lifting up trophies. Stephen Odo is orchestrating the game. The legends of yesterday, they have paved way for the heroes of today. Do you know the Ghana Premier League?
No, Dad.
It's our game, it's our pride. And you watch it now live every weekend from now on.
Catch the Ghana Premier League live this and every weekend.
Thank you very much for joining us, and of course welcome to all our viewers across the length and breadth of the world. Welcome to our coverage of the Ghana Premier League right here live on Max TV. My name is Prince Anan, and today we are back with a lot of intent and content in terms of the Ghana Premier League, because our scheduled featured match for today is coming all the way from the Volta region. Bando, to be precise, as Heart of Lions stay at home. They welcome Accra Hearts of Oak in an epic match day 26 game, which should probably set the tone for how the placings will go at the end of 90 minutes. Not only for that match, but for other matches that will be coming up. Of course, the Ghana Premier League took a little bit of a break because we had to make way for the MTN FA Cup, and the deciders were sorted out at the Cape Coast Stadium. And the good news is that the Premiership teams that are in contention made an enclave into the next round of the competition, talking about the semi-finals. And so it's going to be a lot more keener than we thought when the season began. There are teams that are looking out for a double this season. But of course, time will definitely tell when the pairings are sorted out and the matches are in engagement. But today, we're taking a look at the Ghana Premier League. We are gradually heading towards the end of the season, and fixtures coming up this weekend gives us a fair idea of what to expect at the end of 90 minutes. It starts off first today at the Bando Stadium, where Heart of Lions stay at home. They welcome Accra Hearts of Oak. Top liner for this week, and my panelists will be delving into it to the best of their ability. Elsewhere, 11 Wonders will take on FC Samatex 1996. These are the two scheduled featured matches for Friday. Let's move over to Sunday, where Kumasi Asante Kotoko will be at home. They play against Nations FC, their next door neighbors. Keenly competitive game is expected. Dreams will be at their Tuba AstroTurf as they welcome Mediama, the league leaders. They're coming into Accra. Let's see what they can do after that heroic feat over Godwin Atram's Devisa. Baseke Holy Stars and Young Apostles, that's another of the games that we should keep an eye on, because the story at the midsection of the table has a lot to offer. BBNE Gold Stars and Vision FC sort things out at the Dance Park, and then at the Golden City Park it will be the Homesters Brekum Chelsea. They take on Karela United. Swedru All Blacks and Hohoi United will be another keenly competitive game. One of my panelists has interest in that game. And then also for Bechem United, who stay at home at the Nana Fosu Jiaboa Park. We saw a lot of the players enjoying the scenery at the Nana Fosu Jiaboa Park when the MTN FA Cup came calling. Bechem United will take on Adriana Football Club. And so the Bron Derby, as we would want to call it, would bring a lot of action. And the other games, we will spare a thought for the teams and what goes into those games. Once again, thank you very much. Seated with me at the head of the table to take a look at the chances of Heart of Lions, Accra Hearts of Oak. I've got two gentlemen one, an astute and experienced coach, Coach Abiu, and of course my colleague and buddy Nana Edu will be sorting the discussions out with us as we go through the mail. Gentlemen, thank you very much for your time, and you're welcome to the program. So we've taken a look at how the permutations will go this weekend in terms of the matches, and probably we'll also take a look at the issues in terms of possible results and what it will mean on the league table. But let's go back to match day or match week 25. There were some keenly competitive games honored across the length and breadth of the terrain, and so let's do a quick recap of some of the results. Nations FC stayed at home, a 3-0 advantage over Bechem United. Regular results for Nations FC as they go away to play against Kumasi Asante Kotoko. Their home has been a fortress, and I will be inviting my guests to make quick comments as we go through the Vision FC also at home, a 3-1 advantage over Brecum Chelsea, which was a good enough result for Vision FC. They need to secure positions on the league table. Samatex and Dreams battled to a goalless drawn a game, and then Accra Hearts of Oak, their woes at home continue unabated. Not yet a goal at home in the last couple of home matches they've played. They drew goalless against Baseke Holy Stars. They drew a comfortable 2-0 win against 11 Wonders at their home ground, and of course it tells you that 11 Wonders virtually given up the ghost, and any result will do for them as long as they are on the field to represent for 90 minutes. Karela United secured a 1-0 win over Asante Kotoko, which did Karela a whole lot of good, and the tails went wagging in the camp of Kumasi Asante Kotoko. Let's see whether they can bounce back to glory today that they are playing, or this weekend that they are playing at home. Mediama Sporting Club, the league leaders, a painful and an unexpected 1-2 loss at home against Hohoi United. Was that the result that a lot of people were looking forward to? We'll take a little bit of a peek into that. And then Heart of Lions staying at home and pipping Swede Royal Blacks by 1-0, which means Heart of Lions going to today's game against Accra Hearts of Oak with all the pomp and pageantry. Gentlemen, let's take our time to walk through the mail. We'll start off first from the top nation. Stayed at home, secured a comfortable 2-0 win, and we were not expecting any other result apart from this.
I think when you look at some of these teams from now to the end of the season, all their home games, they will find a way to get the maximum 3 points, because league table keeps changing every week because of the points brought up among themselves in the final part of the league table. So every home game for some of these teams, they find a way to get the maximum 3 points, unless you are playing against some of the X-factor teams who have the potential to win the Premier League and the big guys when it comes to Ghana football. So I was not really surprised Nations FC hosting the team United at home. They were able to get a maximum 3 points and getting 3 goals at home.
Okay, let's keep our focus on the teams that are gunning for the Premiership title, and let's see whether the results are favoring them as they go through. Mediama stayed at home, Coach Abiu, and against the run of play, they lost at home. Surprised there.
Yeah, I think that was the biggest surprise for the week.
I think so too.
Especially taking the lead and getting equalizer. Then coming back to give you, even playing against 10, it was 10 men, one man down.
One man down.
It tells you, if you look at the last few weeks, the most struggling team has been Samatex. Even though they are top of the league, they've not been able to pick major points.
You mean Mediama?
Mediama,
sure.
On top of the league.
Sure.
They've been the most casualties have hit Mediama. Because looking at the matches they've drawn, and if they could have won this particular match, it could have given that clear indication.
A soft cushion.
Yes.
Sure.
Because looking at where they are now and where BBNE is, and then we might see a change in the table tomorrow. If Vision FC cannot pick a point, then BBNE will be topping the league table tomorrow. That naturally puts pressure on you. It makes the two caps winning ambition quite difficult. So with the top 4 teams, I think Mediama, BBNE, House of Oak, and Adriana.
Yeah.
It looked like everybody is in contention. But Anadu rightly said, once it's a home game, then you play advantage towards the big team that wants to win.
Exactly.
And who is playing at home.
Exactly.
So it looks like House of Oak has a twist. They don't do well at home, and they're able to pick points
when they
travel away. So whatever is happening now, it means today they need to pick that point. Ediana is playing Bechem today. Bechem want to leave. No, Bechem on Sunday. Bechem want to leave that relegation zone. So definitely, but go back to the records again. Another good team playing away is Ediana. Also does well when they are playing away games. So are they winning today? Are they winning on my side or they are drawing?
We saw Midiama in action over the weekend just gone by in the MTN FA Cup. Coach, I'll stay with you and ask you, from what we saw of their performance, vis-a-vis the performance they have churned out in the Ghana Premier League, is it still a doable concept for Coach Ibrahim Tanko?
It is, but it makes it tighter and difficult now. Because planning, you must remember you're planning for 2 games. Even though the next one come maybe in the next 3 weeks. But there's still a plan for next 3 weeks.
Yes.
Because you're now playing a premiership team. Not just any team like Dreams FC who has been to the Confederation Cup
before.
Then coming back, assuming you're leading, when on the league table, between you and your second team, it should be always like 4 points.
So there's always a cushion.
There's always a cushion. Because when you look at the fixtures, Mediama will play in BBNE.
Exactly.
And that they decide the league completely. Because who picked that 3 points? So whatever they did against Atlantic Visa, it was just a strength on the premiership side. People refer to a season ago. Remember last year, Division 1 teams were able to sail through. But that was where you had a Pro issue where most of the premier teams went 4 weeks off. So they were not competitive compared to the Division 1 teams. That is why last year we had more Division 1 teams
cruising into that
particular area. But when the reality set in and they are all in the competition mode, you saw what Mediama did to Atlantic Visa. And then after 120 minutes. So it's still not clear. But you will not take Mediama out of the picture of winning Ghana Premier League.
I don't think Mediama is ready to win the Premier League. To be honest, personally, because from a team who was leading more than 5 points in last month, at this particular stage, just 1 point separating them and the BBNE Gold Stars. Clearly, Mediama is not ready to win the Premier League.
Is it that they are not ready to win it, or
they are not finding?
There are factors that are going against them?
Maybe they prefer the FA Cup. Personally. That is how I see
it. The FA Cup is the shortest route to Africa.
Maybe they prefer that one because they see that one as a shortest route.
But that one does not guarantee you.
They are not guaranteed exactly. They are playing in recent times. The kind of football I'm seeing them are playing, I don't think they are ready to win the Premier League. I'll be surprised if they win the Premier League.
All right.
Because most of the times when the team is chasing you, there's more pressure on the team that is on top of the Premier League. So in this situation, Mediama is the team that pressure is on them now.
And they can soak the pressure.
I even doubt they can win against the BBNE Gold Stars in Takwa. I'll be surprised if we'll come on Sunday in Tuba.
We'll come
so I doubt Mediama is
talking about pressure. Let's also factor in BBNE because they are also coming in. They are lagging behind, but they are making an impact. They played against Young Apostles, and again there was an opportunity for them to make some inroads. They are gradually climbing the log. And so, Nane, do you think that per your perception that you just shared with us, BBNE would rather come in stronger towards the finish of the league season?
I think it will depend on this particular weekend's game. If House of Oak is able to pick a win in Pando, they will be my favorite to win the Premier League. Yes. If House of Oak is able to pick a win in Pando,
yes,
they will be my favorite to win the Premier League. The game involving BBNE Gold Stars and Vision FC, I doubt BBNE Gold Stars will pick a win at home. I tip Vision FC to go there and upset BBNE Gold Stars. Either a win or draw for Vision FC. That is why I'm saying after this particular weekend, it will give me a fair idea which team is ready to win the Premier League. But I doubt it will be Mediama. Because when I look at the fixtures of the games coming up, they are games I don't think Mediama will win.
They had the passion that they wanted to win the double this season.
That is what I'm saying. Maybe the India route
evaporated
to Africa is the FA Cup. they really want to win the FA Cup, because I saw them in the extra time against Atam Divisa. The kind of football they played in the extra time, maybe Atam Divisa team was tired in the extra time period, but personally, the kind of football I've seen Mediama play in the last 3-4 games in the Premier League.
Okay.
Look at their last 5 games in the Premier League. They struggled to win games, even at home. How United were able to beat them at their venue.
Sure.
Look at our away fixtures. Draw against Radio Blast. The kind of games that they are playing in the Premier League, I doubt Mediama has the men and the final edge to win this particular season in Premier League. I doubt they will win it.
Did we see anything positive from the match? The highlights were just showing up. Apostles and Gold Stars. Were there any positive points that we can pick, either in favor of or against? Maybe any Gold Stars.
As I said in the first point I made in the first start, looking at the teams who are fighting for survival in the Premier League, all their home games, they will do everything possible to win, unless they meet a team who has the potential to win the Premier League.
Okay.
So Hohoi will be traveling to Sodo. If that game, All Blacks loses that game to Hohoi, they will not survive in the Premier League. They knew the game against the Baby Gold Stars in Wenchi. They should do everything possible to get the maximum 3 points. It's not about the Baby Gold Stars having a good team or not, but it's about young Apostles where they find themselves on the league log. They have the edge to get the maximum 3 points. That is why they're able to beat the Baby Gold. It's not like the Baby Gold Stars, they don't have a good team or they struggle in away fixtures. But the team that they are facing at that particular moment were eager to move out of the relegation zone.
Okay. All right, Indiana are also in contention. In fact, they've been in contention for a while. But again, football does not really speak the truth. That's a lot of football connoisseurs say. Football doesn't really speak the truth. But against 11 Wonders, they knew that it was a game that, number one, they had to get in the goals. Number two, they had to secure 3 valuable points, which also means that it would help them to keep the pressure on the momentum at the top. Are they riding smoothly, you think, Coach Abiu?
No, they are not riding smoothly, especially when it comes to home games.
Okay.
Like, Ronaldo is bringing a factor. That factor cannot be taken away. Especially last 5 games to end the league. Your strength is your home. It doesn't matter how good your team is and how bad your team is. How bad you play to get the 3 points, it's the most important thing. But it looked like some of the teams have not recognized, like let's say Mediama did not recognize that very day that I was playing a relegation side that needed a point to survive, and I also needed a point to cushion myself.
Lead on the top.
So exactly what Nanodu is saying is, when it gets to this time, you play it ugly, but get your point.
Okay.
Get your point and survive. Because what it means is, right now we have 9 games to go, and you either do 5, 4 or 4, 5.
Or 4, 5, yeah.
Depending on where you stand. So somebody is doing 5 home, 4 away.
4 away.
So when you see Bibiani even struggle against 11 Wonders on the day they played 11 Wonders.
Sure.
Who are like the whooping boys.
Yes.
With the form Adriana is displaying, they could have played that game about 5-6 go back. They were still whether home shy of their supporters, where they struggle at home. So it makes it difficult when you want to win. At this stage of the competition, there are teams that must be beaten. There are teams that must be beaten.
That must be beaten.
So if you can't beat those teams, then there's no way you want to win the league. It's as simple.
And that is why I'm finding it strange that Nanedu feels or thinks that Accra Hearts of Oak is still in contention.
Yes, they are still in contention. A month ago, we will say it was no.
There's no hope.
But where they are now, and with whatever they are doing away, put them back into contention.
Okay.
That's why he had a clause if they can pick the 3 maximum points today, then it narrows the gap. Because when you do a calculation to the last end of the league, Mediama will be playing the league, the last match against Accra
Hearts of Oak, yes.
So it means if we are doing the home win for everybody, it means that last day, Hearts of Oak is winning that match. So let's assume that the point is narrow, 2 points, and I beat you on that very last day. Then
that's pushing enough, yes. That's pushing enough. That's pushing enough.
I think that's
a lot of people, Nanedu, have not been too happy with the current strengths of Accra Hearts of Oak. Their last couple of home matches they haven't just picked points, a point each in those matches, but they have even failed to score.
Yeah. I think it's all about,
and it makes it. I don't want to put myself in Coach Didi's shoes, but obviously it makes it difficult. So I'm wondering wherein lies your assertion that Hearts have an opportunity.
Personally, I think they didn't have that long-term plan that we should win this particular season in Ghana Premier League. By this time, House of Folk would have been about 2 or 3 games away from winning the Premier League. One, the coach Masudi Dramani is doing a lot of overthinking tactics.
He's doing a lot of
overthinking tactics.
Overthinking tactics.
When you watch House of Folk games, you can see there are a lot of pressure on the players. The coach has burdened them with a lot of tactics in their mind. So when they are playing, their pattern differs as time goes on. Their first 15 minutes is different from the next 15 minutes.
Okay.
And it's different from the last 15 minutes of the 45 minutes.
Okay.
So when you look at their shape, you can see the coach is putting a lot of pressure, a lot of classroom work in their head. So a lot of thinking tactics is
which is not helping.
It's not helping the players.
Okay.
When you are treating locally based players, you should treat them like young guys growing up home. And I think Masudi Dramani is overthinking a lot of tactics in the mindset of the players, and it's affecting their game. And that is one area Hearts of Folk need to work on. That is why when they are playing home games, there's more pressure on them. Your last 4 home games in Accra,
yes,
you failed to score.
Sure.
Look at the home game for Hearts of Folk.
And for the Hearts fans, it's very pathetic.
Obviously, going to Legon, you don't score. 90 minutes, you don't create a lot of chances. It's a major problem for Hearts of Folk. Look at the league in the last 5 games. Hearts of Folk should have taken over, especially after they win in Kumasi. In the Ghana Premier League, we were able to win in Kumasi against Asante Kotoko.
Yeah.
The morale booster of the team increases. It helps you
It goes
in
high.
the rest of the games that you play in the Premier League. And that is where Hearts of Folk is not taking advantage over that. Now look at their away games. The best away performing team in the Ghana Premier League.
Yeah.
So why are you struggling at home? It means there is something working in the team that is not, reflecting on the way the players play. You go to training at 9 o'clock. Classroom work from 9 to 10. You do full 2 hours. So from 9 to 12, players are on the field from school in their offices now to the pitch. So you can see overthinking tactics on these players. And these are young guys.
You think it's too much?
It's affecting the players. If not, Masudi Dramani would have been about 4 or 5 games away from winning the Premier League. They don't have a bad team. But it looks like a lot of pressure on the boys to deliver on the match day. That is one thing that is affecting House of Folk games.
No, I'll stay with you. If you, in your assertion, in your opinion, overthinking tactics, is it not the same tactics they take away and they do well?
Because there's a difference between playing home game and playing away game.
What's the difference?
The away game, there's pressure on the home team to get the maximum 3 points. So it allows the away team to play their normal games. But when the same team is playing at home, this time they have their fans at the stadium. They are eager to get the maximum 3 points. So the dynamics in playing home games are different from away games. Okay. That is why those things are reflect in the away. Okay. But home games is seen.
Okay. So then I also want to ask or find out from Coach, because he's gone through the mail, what should a home team do in order to churn out results in front of their home fans, so that at least it also betters their lot on the league log? Because Accra Hearts of Oak, home games, nothing to write home about.
Yes, like Nana was saying, it's trickish. Okay. Some away games are difficult. Some away games too are so relaxing. But home games are naturally difficult.
I see.
So let's say there was a day we were going to play House of Folk. And I got to the stadium early.
Olympics days.
Yes. Then I called in the hotel and I told them that when they come, we should find a way to prepare for the warm-up. Because if we don't warm up very well, we are going to lose the game. We are playing at the Accra Sports Stadium.
Okay.
So it becomes home on away. Yeah. But we are playing home. Even though it's the same venue, you still feel that touch that you are the one playing home. Your supporters want to dominate, and Hearts of Folk has a huge crowd.
Without a doubt.
So I told them that, I told Coach Shabu, the sign is, if we warm up and our players cannot keep their head up, we've already lost the game. So there's a body posture you must force the players to get, to have that eye contact with the supporters, that believe in the supporters that they are here because of us.
And that's one leg already in a win.
Yes, but once you cannot do that and your head keep on going down, it look like you're like, will I do well? Will I do well? Once you keep on ask such questions and the game starts and you don't get it in the first 5 minutes, you are doomed.
I see.
So once it's a home game, like Nanadu rightly said, it's a broad discussion has brought on overloading. You must approach that game like, come on, let's go and just go and express yourself.
Yeah.
And when they have that confidence to express themselves, it works.
It works. Okay.
Then goal must be scored from everywhere. Where you don't make it as if we want the strikers to score. Tell them they should give you a goal. So who gives you a goal? It could be a defender. It could be a midfielder. Anybody could give you a goal. But when there's that departmental, there's a few minutes change. The game keep on swinging. These are people who are not learning the game throughout the day. They are not learning the game throughout the day. Put them into classroom. You know, doing theory and practicals, if you're not able to marry very well, they will not connect. There will be a leakage.
But when you look at this particular infringement, the Calvin of Sesba, I know, he will clear the ball away. Yes. But because of the kind of mindset the coach has,
like do this,
don't clear the ball away.
You move the player from the natural environment to the unnatural environment. And you know, the speed of thought.
Look at
the speed of thought and the speed of play. These are two ways. So the way you think and the way you react. If they don't meet, then this is why you commit such a free kick. You commit such a blunder. But if the player is allowed to go instantly himself, like Nanedo was saying, it's like, okay, let me do safety first. But what you've been taught is fighting what you know.
Okay. I see what you mean. So it makes it a lot more difficult for Accra Hearts to focus, especially when they are playing at home. Yeah. And the factors, as we've been told by my paddlers, quite a lot of them. And it looks like it may not have seeped in at the right time prior to the game. And so sometimes there are the difficulties there. So the Phobian fans, if you are watching us and listening to us, sometimes some of these explanations also go to help, so that you don't overburden the players with a lot more pressure, especially when they have to do classroom, field work, etc., etc., etc. Anyway, but with all these explanations, we'll be going to the league table so that we also give you a fair idea of what the standing is like. And then we will juxtapose that to the remainder of the matches and how important it is to either pick up the points, whether at home or away, etc.
back like we never left. One of the venues that I enjoy being at is the Kwando Sports Stadium, and we are live here this afternoon to bring you a big game between Heart of Lions and Heart of Oak. It's match day 26 of the Ghana Premier League. Last week, there was no action because it was the FTN FA Cup, and the weather here is very conducive. 32 degrees Celsius. Very, very conducive for association football. So we are going to enjoy some entertainment here. For Heart of Oak, a win today would mean that they are back into the title conversation. And for Heart of Lions, it's all about survival and finishing in a very good position before the season ends. So today, it is down to these two sides to give us the entertainment that we are hoping for. You're watching TV3 and on your TV. This is the Ghana Premier League. My name is Mutala Yakubu, here with Francis Aboyibo Blackgate. You'll be hearing from him shortly. But as I always tell you, the Ghana Premier League is big on social media. Follow us so you don't miss a thing. And we are very large on all platforms, especially on platforms like Instagram, where you can search us on Ghana League _ on X. It is Ghana League. On TikTok, Snapchat, YouTube, and Facebook. Just go and search for Ghana Premier League, and you wouldn't miss any action there. So Francis is here. He knows this venue very well. He knows the Volta region very well. It's Eid. First of all, I don't know whether to wish you a happy Eid, because sometimes I find you speaking a lot of Hausa, even though I know you're not a Muslim. But happy Eid to all our Muslim brothers out there today. The question I've been asked a lot is, are you a Muslim or a Christian? Let me clarify this. I am a Christian, so I'm not celebrating it. So whoever wants to take meat from me, it will not work. But Francis, we are back here. It's Eid, and I mean, already fans are coming in. It looks like we are going to have very, very good entertainment today.
Absolutely, Mutala. It's a sunny Friday afternoon here at the Lions Den in Kwando. And if you look at the atmosphere, ever since we stepped foot into town this morning, you could tell the euphoria in town. And before kickoff, or just on the top of the hour, Mutala, I expect a packed house here at the Kwando Sports Stadium. The interesting thing here is both sets of fans, Hearts of Oak, and then you look at Hearts of Lions. Hearts of Lions are just 3 points above.
If you see the players, I'll ask myself, how do these boys travel? All of you have made long journey before, and you can imagine you are going to lose and make it a journey. So sometimes I feel for them.
Yeah.
Then you look at BBNE. With BBNE, it will depend. But I don't see how BBNE is going to beat Mediama in that particular fixture.
Really?
Yes, Kotoko will not win that game. Kotoko will not win that game. They are not in the right frame of mind. They are not still in the right frame of mind.
They are even playing without a coach.
So it means there's some level of positivity in terms of Mediama.
The only thing that has caused Mediama was the Hohe game.
Okay,
Other games have contributed.
Yes.
But that loss at home
was key.
Like a win there could have been like the 4 points I was talking about. So you know what happens this weekend? If BBNE wins and they lose, it will still be 1 point.
1 point.
Then you still be maintaining the 3. So whatever I was calculating, by the time you come to House of Hope, you are still leading them with 4 points.
4 points.
So it means if you lose your last game. So with the 4 home games, I can say Mediama looks secured. But the away games, for you to change the face of the table, you need an away win.
Okay. Let's move on and take a look at Gold Stars, Nanedu. They've got some tough games. They have Vision at home.
Yeah.
They have Nations at home. They have Samatex at home. That's 3. They have Hohoi United at home. That's 4. And then they have 11 Wonders at home. That's 5.
That is why, Gold Stars is one of the favorites to win the Premier League. Personally, they should be able to pick a win against Vision FC.
You think so?
Yes, they should be able to pick a win against Vision FC. They should be able to pick the away win against Karela. They should be able to pick that away win. They should be able to pick the home win against Nations FC. They should be able to pick that win. Against Ediana Stars.
Tough permutations.
It determines where Ediana Stars find themselves on the league log.
Yeah.
By that time that they will face Ediana Stars. They should be able to pick a win against Samatex at home. The Mediama away game is a tough game at that particular moment. I don't know whether the BAD Gold Stars has taken over or Mediama is still on top. It will determine how the game will go.
So the matches preceding that will determine. Okay.
And don't forget, when the two of them are playing, a team like House of Folk and Ediana Stars will be watching that game keenly.
Closely.
Because they are closing the two teams.
Closely.
The game against Hohoi at home is a difficult game for BBNE Gold Stars. Looking at where Hohoi will find themselves at that time.
Okay.
And the game against Dreams FC away against BBNE Gold Stars. It depends on where Dreams FC find themselves on the league log.
Okay.
Whether they'll be motivated to win against the Benin Gold Stars, or the Benin Gold Stars can come to Accra and pick a win against.
So which means that basically, and in effect, we can say we can give the same reasons for the top 4 teams, including Aduana and Accra Hearts of Oak, based on how results will go from previous matches, so that it will give us a fair idea how strong or otherwise they go into the remainder.
The games I'm seeing there and how I know the Ghana Premier League and the few experience I've gathered in recent times on the Premier League. Personally, Gold Stars lose favorite for me. I can look through the matches and tell you which match Gold Stars will win and which match Mediama will lose.
Don't go there.
So that is why
don't go there. Viewers, thank you very much. I will still continue with the discussion. If I give Nanedu 1 inch, he will take a yard. Please, we are concentrating on what will happen at Kpando this afternoon. Accra Hearts of Oak, are they in good stead going into that game? Bashir Hayford, he had so many opportunities. We saw him again in the MTN FA Cup quarter-final tie. But one of the few things I learned from him is that, Prince, it is difficult, or it is not the same when you are playing the league as against when you are playing the FA Cup. Kpando returned home to base. For me personally, I think that they have an all-round team that can worry Accra Hearts of Oak, who themselves have not also steered well, especially when they go to Kpando. Gentlemen, let's take a sneak preview into this afternoon's encounter. What will be the strengths and weaknesses of both sides? Coach.
I think, like Radley said, Kpando had a total team, goalkeeping, defense, midfield, and attack.
They are there.
They are able to toss the ball around very well.
They are there.
They are able to do transition. Their final third has been the problem. Both teams have problem with their final third. But when it comes to the middle of the field, Kpando has a huge advantage over Hearts of Oak in terms of ball distribution and everything. I think they should take an advantage in a situation where they'll be drawing Hearts of Oak together and play them on a counter. Hearts of Oak defensive setup struggle always when you go on the counter. So if you watch the last league match between Baseke and Hearts of Oak, it was the counter attack that was given, that gave that red card, particular red card to Kelvin. Because these are two center backs who are always involved in play. And they move up front if the going gets tough.
Can we, and again, I'm going to ask this question based on Nanedu's assertion that he believes that Accra Hearts of Oak seriously have an opportunity and have the advantage. 3 drawn matches, 1 loss, 1 win. Can this statistic be good enough for a team that is gradually, at the moment we can say that they are putting pressure on the leadership, but will it be enough to galvanize them through?
Until they come back home to do something different at home. If it's the same thing, then they will remain where they are.
Same old story.
So let's go and do well in Kpando. And next week, we draw at Lagos Sports Stadium, where it has become a draw faculty for them, where you study how to draw games. So I think with this, if we continue this, the next 5 games, this is supposed to be 6 games. So pick 6 out of 9, the same point. I mean, the league will go the same way. But what they have to do is today to change the story. Today's Friday, and next week, by this time, so they should give us another story. It means they are struggling with home games. So if they can pick away and pick home, that means they made 6 points. But if they find it difficult getting 6 points at a particular time, they either get 4 or they get 3. They either get 4 or they get 3. So looking at today's game, like I was saying, I see Kpando out of Lions as the team to win today's game in terms of totality. House of Oak tweet, they have a strong area among their defensive setup. Their middle, the distribution in the middle is so square around that they don't cause a threat. They are not able. They are too flat. They are not able to give those penetrative passes in the third half. Their foot preparation, angle preparation, mirroring the pack from the middle. You should be able to mirror your half and the opponent half and see where you put the ball. But this is where they are not being able to mirror and put the ball. Mostly, if you watch their game closely, what we call chances are never chances. You don't toss the ball between a defender and a striker, 50-50 or 60-40 and call it a chance. The chance must be, the striker must be ahead. Slightly ahead. Then when you find this House of Oak team, they are not able to outrun their opponents when they get into the third half. They are comfortable in their defensive zone. Their trust is on their goalkeepers. The back four is being one of their trusted areas.
Okay.
But in the middle, creativity has been very poor.
It's not too
This
sharp.
word I'm using, not too harsh. It's the poor aspect to create.
Yeah.
Once you don't have people to create very well into the opponent's half, you see, in the opponent's half, it's a microsecond thing. You must force the opposition team to think. But when you make them comfortable and they can predict where you put the pass,
then it makes it difficult.
you have a defender like Aban, who is able to predict before you pass. So you should be able to give passes that will be so action and reaction. So this is where we are going to define science.
Okay.
You know, Aban does something. His reaction is faster than your action. So he will intercept the ball.
Sure.
But you must make it such a way that you should be able to give the ball accurately with your action.
It must work in your favor.
Must work in your favor. That is what they've not been able to do as a team.
Okay.
So they find it difficult to go. But looking at what I watched in the FA Cup against Dreams FC, lack of concentration on the path of Lions. If they could give the same energy, the same game today, I don't think House of Folk will be comfortable moving up front into their half. And for them to say they want to appease their fans and everything, I think just looking at the two teams, preferably, just by the league table, a total team is on the Lion side.
I see. Total team on the Lion side, which also means that they would go into this game knowing that the fans and their fans showed a lot of appreciation in Cape Coast. They came out in their numbers to support Heart of Lions. It didn't go well for them, but they still have the belief in the team. They have the belief in the coaches, and their last 5 fixtures has or may not have been the best in terms of positivity, but at least the positive note is that they were able to beat Asante Kotoko, which also means that if they put their shoulders to the wheel, they can do very well. There were some key players, Nanedu, that did not play in the MTN FA Cup. You know, is it likely they may have those key players today? Because you have been following closely the build-up of Kwando Heart of Lions. And again, you have been at the Kwando Stadium. You have seen how they play, especially when they are playing at home. What kind of game should we expect, especially in the first 45?
Tough game. You know, when you look at the Kwando Heart of Lions team, they are missing their goalkeeper. Lawrence Asai is moved to America. So they don't have any option than to rely on the second goalkeeper and the third goalkeeper in recent times. In the Premier League, they are missing the service of Lawrence Asai because I think he was one of the best goalkeepers in the local scene.
He was, without a doubt.
The last Chan team, he was a goalkeeper under Kasim Okanse Mengal.
Okay.
So
you think they have problems with
goalkeeping department? That is why they are conceding a lot of goals in recent times.
Okay.
After Lawrence Osei left the country to America, they've lost about 2 or 3 home games. Maybe any Gold Stars, Ediana Stars, Mediema, they all came to Kwando. They won there. So it tells you goalkeeping is a major problem nowadays in the Kwando Heart of Lions. But they have a compact defense, especially the central defense. Hennessy and of course Aban. They've been consistent in recent times in the Premier League. And they have a double pivot that is working for them this particular season in the Premier League. Ismail Ado and my favorite, Echedogli. They are doing well in the Premier League. But the problem is the attack. Kojo Obi Jr. has not been consistent. Kwanzaa has not been consistent. The other players in the team, you know, they've not been consistent this particular season. But I think it's going to be a difficult game for them facing this particular team, House of Folk. I don't know who is going to be the goalkeeper for House of Folk, whether it will be Solomon Abashi, to be Benjamin Asar. I know the Black Stars team will be traveling tomorrow. So I don't know whether Benjamin Asar was able to travel with the team. But if Solomon Abashi will be the one in post, it will be a good omen for the team because it's a son of the land for Volta region. Abashi, Mauli Wayo, son of the land. And some of these things work in Ghana Premier League games. Yes, of course. When you understand how things are working in the Premier League, some of these things work for them.
Okay.
When was the last time House of Folk went to Volta region? Who scored their goal? It works in the Premier League. Unless you don't follow how Premier League goes in this country. And I think those things will work for House of Folk in today's game in Pando.
Hey, the sons of the land. We will hopefully be bringing you the first 11. So we'll take a look at that aspect of Nanedu's assertion that the sons of the land also play a part. But for a second, can we also take a look at it from the last 5 league matches they've played, and obviously who goes into this game as favorites based on those thoughts. So Heart of Lions and Hearts drew in 23-24. The second time of asking, Hearts won at home. And then 2024-25, it was a comfortable 2-0 win for Lions at home. Hearts came back and they secured 1-0 victory over Heart of Lions. And then the first time they met, it was a stalemate when Bando Heart of Lions visited Accra. You really can't take anything away from these two sides. It's for me a give and take sort of affair. Okay, so this one does well here, this one will balance the equation here, etc., etc. But they are meeting at a time where the points matter. Coach, the points matter. And I want to take this next step that we want to discuss, even from the coach's perspective. What will go into this into this game, knowing that, number one, we've got some two competent, experienced coaches handling both sides. What worth will it be to the team in terms of tactical dispositions on the field, etc., etc., such that we can say that per the lineup that we will take a look at in a bit, this coach is starting this game believing that A and B and C will work and C and D will not work. Again, bearing in mind that in their MTN semi-final match that they played, Heart of Lions relied basically 75-80% of the time with Daniel Ejay on the line. And Coach Bashir took a back step.
Yeah, I think that setup has been the best. Yeah. It's been the best setup.
Okay.
And I always tell my coaches that the younger one must stand.
Okay.
Because you have the tendency to think faster.
Sure.
Then you are able to relax.
And read
And just send information to the younger one. When it's the vice versa, sometimes
we saw it in
it's quite difficult. So they were doing well until something happened. Okay. Look at that setup, father relationship between Nieje. Yeah. They were doing well until something. But this is the thing, like Ronaldo rightly said, where they find their problem now is goalkeeping. And Ghana Premier League, the last 5 seasons, is won by goalkeepers. Go back to you check all your records.
Yeah.
If your goalkeeper is in fantastic shape, because the goals are less.
Yes.
So your goalkeeper must be able to protect that one goal for you. You can imagine if Loris was in that pool in the MTN FA Cup. I'll tell you, whatever you do, time killing, time wasting and everything, he's good at it. Okay. Where he makes sure that, okay, we cannot score another goal, but they're also not going to
score.
Equalize. So with that one, we'll see one disadvantage on the Kwando team. That is, the goalkeeping side is not up to the standard of goalkeeping we are expecting. But you must also take advantage of the middle, where you keep the ball so you avoid the ball going to your goalkeeper. So in this situation, you look at your team and tell your team what is so important and why we are going with this particular approach and why you are important to the team and why we need to stay in contention, because the next game is an away game.
Sure.
So if we don't do well, it means we are dropping. The table you showed earlier on will bring you down. And we are playing a team that have a strength in defense. That is the House of Folk team. Their strength is in defense. So what do? We must take advantage of the middle and make sure we don't allow the defenders to join the middle. So
but a big blow for House of Folk is they are missing Kevin Osesibe because of the tackle that we saw in their last game.
Yes.
So Osesibe is missing this game. That is a big blow for House of Folk.
Sometimes people fear to go too much, but I wish Ali, if I'm playing, I wish Ali would be out.
Yeah.
Because Ali is able to join the attack and is able to kick balls that are very dangerous from the defensive zone to the opponent attacking zone.
Okay.
So, you know, anytime you have a center defender who is a lefty, they're able to give you options.
I see.
They give options and they're able to change the style of play anyhow they want, anyhow it suits them. That's why you realize that most of the time coaches are looking for
one left-footed
center back.
I see.
So I think with all this game, you must only play to advantage. If I'm in charge of Heart of Lions, I'll rely on my two intelligent midfielders very well, those two DMs, and make sure we kick the ball straight to the central part of the team. Okay. When you go wide with House of Folk in attack, they're able to multiply and close down in the middle. And their goalkeepers are able to take the right position. And because they have large frame goalkeepers, once they take the position, they enlarge their body. So you hardly see the goalpost for what to score. So you must disorganize the players so that you can disorganize the goalkeeper. But once you cannot disorganize the defense of us, because we are going too wide. Most teams in Ghana attack going too wide and leaving the zone 18. You see the box, the big box.
Yeah. Okay.
It is what you...
Coach, I'll put the brakes on you because we have to do a very quick break. We are getting ready to join the feed in Kwando. Let's do a very quick break. When we come back, we may have just a couple of minutes to take a look at the first 11 and then we go into action. We'll be back shortly.
The best part of going home is family.
Sit up. Hot pepper sauce, spicy. Bona yete, Lizzie Shito. Lizzie Shito, the Shito is Shito. Lizzie Shito, overfill.
Please, can I take some to school tomorrow?
Lizzie Shito hot pepper sauce, and yes, spicy and that's Lizzie Shito hot pepper sauce, and yes, spicy.
For bulk purchase, kindly contact 050-168-3344. This advert is FDA approved.
Looking for a fast and stress-free shopping? Shop now on maxbuy.com and get free delivery and free installation. Order your phones and appliances today. Order today and get same-day delivery straight to your doorstep. Maxbuy. Convenience at its best.
The man you've got to worry about. Oh my word! Comes out to Party.
All right, you're welcome back from the break. Let's delve quickly into the reactions from the coaches, their perceptions going into the game. And we cross over to the stadium to listen to the coaches and what they have to tell us, their thoughts preceding kickoff.
It's match day 26 and we are almost at the business end of things. You're coming up against one of the best defensive sides in the Ghana Premier League in Hartlepool. How do you plan to break them down?
Thank you very much. I think I've watched one or two matches and I've seen the way they play. So every system has its own antidote. So we are not going to stay back for them to defend so much, but we want to take the ball to them. And so we have prepared very well. As you are saying, yes, they are the best defensive team now in the league. So we'll also make sure we'll map up a strategy so that we can counter that defensive line.
Now, in recent times, the results have not been too good here. It's been a bit inconsistent. You've had chances, but you've blown them away. What has been the conversation throughout the week leading up to this one?
Well, everybody is worried because if you do everything and then you don't get the result, it's very, very painful. Because if I go through whatever we have done, nothing was a mistake. But you go in for the match and then results do not come, you become worried. But at the same time, the same people are going to perform, so you have to sack them. So we have spoken to them, we have sacked them up, and I think we have put everything behind, and we are starting from today.
Coach, we wish you the very best.
Thank you very much.
Coach, it's match day 26 here at the Pando Sports Stadium, a very tough ground to play football at. What has been the plan throughout the week to get 3 points here?
I think that there's one aspect that we keep doing very well, creating, lots of opportunities and then turning them into chances. I think that is one area that we need to be more consistent on. And then once we create more, we believe that we'll begin to convert and be more clinical.
Yeah, in recent weeks, I've seen that you've been frustrated by the number of chances you create and don't score. How are you converting that frustration?
I think that everyone will be frustrated in that aspect. but I think that we still are within our own domains, especially things that we can control. We try to control things that we are not able to control. We allow it to go.
In a week where Benjamin Asare was named in the Black Star squad, I mean, I believe this didn't come as a surprise to you.
No, he's the number one for Ghana, and I have never seen that he has to use that the league games as his justification for being there. I think that we just need to be guided about how to take care of him, and then how to always know when he needs to be deloaded and then when he needs to.
All right, so the two coaches are telling us exactly their thoughts going into the match. At least the first 45 minutes would give us a clear understanding. Let's cross over now to the Pando Stadium, where we are bringing you live action in the Ghana Premier League match involving Heart of Lions and Hearts of Oak. We'll come your way again at halftime.
Here at the stadium, where the fans of Pando, Heart of Lions, are looking forward to getting the 3 points at stake, and of course staying put in the Premier League, currently sitting 10th on the Premier League table. Hearts of Oak 4th. This is certainly going to be one of the most exciting moments there for the Pando lads, who certainly have one of the most resilient home records in the Premier League this season. One of the difficult grounds, one of the best home records so far. Just 5 goals conceded all season. Hearts of Oak have also found difficult times and visit here, trying to score some of the goals there here at the Pando Stadium. But that obviously is going to be a story to be told here as the two sides get the bench on the starting lineup there for one of the best goalkeepers. So one of the goalkeepers who've been listed there for the Black Stars this week there, and so the
Looking for a fast and stress-free shopping? Shop now on maxbuy.com and get free delivery and free installation. Order your phones and appliances today. Order today and get same-day deliveries straight to your doorstep. Maxbuy. Convenience at its best.
Everybody knows Acrobato. And if you know Acrobato, it means you know Endpoint Homeopathic Clinic. As an international journalist and actor, my health is my priority. Endpoint Homeopathic Clinic is my pillar in terms of my health. Let's hear what others are saying about Endpoint Homeopathic Clinic. Sister, please, let him talk to you. Who will be careful Endpoint one?
Chesena me ankasa me period na se problem is wom ntina ma wo ho idea ma me papa chesena nya asem ketewa na me coin point no mo hwe me modem no mo hwe bibia na so mo meduro a me faae no ene ma won kura mienu hofro kwa na mkwan mu a eba ti ane je dia ba fie pa.
You heard everything yourself.
Me ma me no adwodwo eda ho a wontumi nante ene ne ko endpoint omama no nura ene ne ho eden a wotumi asori anante.
That's Endpoint for you. Of Acrobato. Hello. Hey, ohwehwe what chair. Okay. A free bra would the Endpoint what dance. I'm a choir no. Me Johnson Sama na nkoyie and person my emre nyina and na magina sabema. Na me be fear for there. The hard nyina jaresa. You heard everything. I have secret. Endpoint is my secret. Endpoint Homeopathic Clinic. I'm free.
Auntie Julie. Cause. Mami jollof and no chicken no 50 Ghana cedis. Okay. Afe so, mami amoni ugo stew no so 80 Ghana cedis. Afe woni bibi, mami one pesie, any beef stew no so 80 Ghana cedis. And no ye 80. Okay. Na mami, banku ne nkuma, ni nyina mami ni nya bebre, na ni nyina enye 70 Ghana cedis. Afe so, afe.
Madam, aden, the Ganu.
Arrangement there for him to be on the back together with Ali Mohammed, one of the most consistent centre-backs there in the Premier League, Ali Mohammed, and he's always paired well with Sibe, and so this time he's still staying put at his defensive line, or except to say Frani is there to support him as well.
Yeah, and you talk about consistency for them, and he's been so consistent regardless who he plays with. You know, there's been a time where he's played with Kujo, he's been consistent, there's been Osesibe, then even Afrani as well, sometimes in a 3-back system, sometimes in a 4-back system as well. And you talk about consistency, and I think he personifies that.
We'll talk about the young man Ali Mohammed trying to drag the ball back to Emmanuel Amankwa, and push the ball a bit forward there. Hartevuk, almost over a lot of players just in the half of the bit over the Phobians, and Heart of Lions looking to push forward here. Again, it's not the best of a play there from Baba Adamu. I tell you what, there Hartevuk really, in their most recent visit here at the Pando Stadium, they failed to score on their last 2 trips. Some of the positive there for the Phobians. They remain the best defensive side in the Premier League. Only 9 goals conceded, and they have been the strongest away team, recording 6 wins on the road there. Very impressive display there for Hartevuk.
Yeah, but contrasting as well, you're keeping clean sheets, but you're not scoring. 9 goals considered in 6 games, so that means in total they've kept 19 clean sheets, and that's quite amazing, you know, for a club of their status. But you need to be scoring the goals to secure 3 points. It's quite important that you take away the lowest ranked team. That's 11 Wonders. Hartevuk has scored the fewest number of goals, which isn't quite good as well.
Again, trying to say that Bashir Airport has picked up some of the matches there for Hartevuk and seen how the strong side they are. Pretty much aggressive in the approach there, Heart of Lions. They also have the ability to play from play out from the back. One of the key strengths and tactical discipline side. Adamu switching play down the right-hand side. Once again, Hartevuk with the quality that they have, and the offside flag really going up against Hamza Issa. He's being the only man up front there for the Phobians this afternoon.
Yeah, quite tight again, but they'll need to keep track of his movement. Loves to play off the shoulders of the 2 centre-backs. And today Alban and Fauzi Ali would really have to keep a sharp eye on him. And already we've seen them moving the ball around quite swiftly. It's been quite easy for them, and that's how they love to play Accra Hartevuk, a bit more expansive.
Good play there from Lions as they try to push more men forward here. Was sent to the left-hand side, expecting to see a bit of a ball into the box. Bismarck chopping the ball back now. And so you have the Fauzi Ali also playing a part there. Also have Yao Danso on the ball. Switching play. Expecting to see a lot of runs there. Yao Danso once again giving it back to the Cherry. And Lions trying to dictate the pace and form a bit of a ring around Hartlepool defensive lines there and trying to see if they can send an in-swinger. That hasn't really been successful. Yao Danso again. Echedogley was supposed to be the intended man to pick the pass now. And so Mauliwayo will have to go with a huge charge here, but recovering quickly and beautifully so. It is Lions Bismarck and doing so to pick up pieces there for the Bando lads. So far trying to keep the momentum. Oh, lovely play here. Ishmaelado looking for space. And he gets support there from Yao Danso. Looking to pick up play here beautifully too. Moses Aidem. 10-12, Moses Aidem. Slalom run, Moses Aidem once again. Lions with opportunity to hold for a long strike here. It has been taken by goes wide. Well, not the best, but at least it's a warning shot there for Hartlepool and Kelvin Asensio with that quality play there for Lions. And again, have to give credit there to Aidem.
Yeah, and you don't give him too much space. That's what he did there. Asensio cutting in from the left-hand side, onto that right foot, hitting that from a distance. Hartlepool already that ball from Mauliwayo where he had options. He had just could fail to see the run of Hamza Issa making that forward run.
Well, before the game there, Dave Dramani had spoken extensively about Hartlepool having many of the players returning from injury, and most of them are yet to reach their full fitness. And that should be a worry there for Di Dramani, knowing that at least he's going to have players who really haven't really got themselves back into the game, and there's going to be a foul here. It's going to be your man Asensio, who is cleverly trying to wiggle his way around the hearts of the players.
Yeah, and gradually he's warming himself up into the game. Not long ago we saw him hit that shot from the distance, and already he's trying to take on players. And as a winger, that's what you'd love to do. Play with some confidence, some grit, and then that's what Asensio is already doing.
Good play defensively. Really much has to be looked at in terms of how defensively the two sides will be walking into this game. There's a bit of a very energetic play from both sides. Hartlepool exerting some bit of energy, and Lions also matching them equally and squarely.
Yeah, you'd always have to, if you play against Vanuatu Lions on this turf, then you'd have to put in an extra shift, extra work done, and that's what Hartlepool are trying to do, especially without the ball. In recent times we've seen this Hartlepool Lions team lose to Indiana, lose to Mediama, all by lone goals. So it's certainly that you need to put in some good work to win here.
Again, it's going to be a bit of a tangle there, but Hartlepool have been able to pick up the pieces there. I was looking to see how Stephen Saria Pia will have to work hard to cement a place. And Echedogley wins it here for Lions, and charging here. It's Efsin was looking for a pass there, but Moses Ayedem has been giving it back here. Echedogley will have to recycle things there for Lions. Again, a bit of a push there. Nudge the back of Fauzi Ali. Was racing for it, and he got it.
Yeah, he did. And right call there, but all that by Stephen Apia's side, losing the ball casually where he had options. He could have just advanced that ball and allowing Hartlepool to move from attacking to defense in a split second.
Well, the Phobians are beginning to move out forward here. Stephen Apia. Again, the best of clearance there coming through from Hartlepool, but again, they have to have Asari Apia and Baba Demu. The left foot back goes round that. Yao Danso Baba Demu on the ball here, but eventually he's been headed out beautifully by Ebenezer Arban.
A lovely combination there on the left-hand side. Adamu providing some support to the two wide men there. And just look at that. Good first touch. Gets in front of Danso. No chance at all, but again, good defending there by Arban. Just read the situation clearly. It was an alert to just head that one out.
Hearts of Oak fans are looking for the first goal here in the game. And expecting to see exactly what this would turn out to be for the Phobians. Rafael Aponsa behind the ball. Just looking a little bit of the tug of war happening inside the 18-yard box of Lions. Ball whipped in here by Aponsa. Finally, he's been picked up by Aidem. And again, he clearly taken away from him. Hearts of Oak. Session Ishmaelado using it out. Yardanso. Aban for Lions. Trying to push his men forward. Left the best of control, but he's able to pick it up beautifully there for Lions. Sushin played down the left-hand side beautifully. Aldo here looking to turn his man around, but just volley hitting the ball, but we sit back. Bismarck Items ball in here, looking for a corner kick. Gets a throw in, rather.
Yeah, and Ali there nearly playing himself into trouble. A couple of casual balls there by Hearts of Oak, and looks like the head coach Didi Dramani isn't happy at all.
I was looking to see how best David Apafrani and his combination with Ali Mohammed will be working out today. That's what most of the fans are looking for too. Mali while you're picking at the pieces here for Hearts of Oak, but eventually it's been won by Idem. Eche Dogley, one of the most few players in the game there. So 10 minutes gone. Hearts of Lions nil, Hearts of Oak nil. Yeah, the Pando Stadium. And again, always looking to see that bit of a run there, and the ball whipped in, and wicked deflection there. Hearts of Oak nearly got punished by Asenso. He's been pretty much busy on the flanks there, and this time his effort saved by that deflection there. Corner kick advantage, Lions.
Yeah, another magnificent strike from Asenso on the left-hand side. No one keeping tabs on him. He has so much space to operate, and he loves to cut onto that right foot. Just look at that, another wicked one. I would say Benjamin Asari had that covered. For a second, that was quite dangerous for the Phobians.
Corner kick taken. And again, Ludenham was everybody. So again, it's going to be a very good one. That's a very first attempt to go there by Lions. Cleverly, well taken.
Yeah, they've created the best chances so far. Asari doesn't look good. Look to have picked up a knock there after attempting to save that long-range shot by Kevin Asenso. I should be fine, but you're asking why they're giving the wide man of Heart of Lions so much space. You have Emmanuel Amankwa playing at the right-hand side. Not really seen him, going those 50-50 balls with Asenso. Asenso having so much freedom there. And it's a matter of time before he just punishes them.
10 matches played between the two sides. Hearts of Oak picking 3 wins there. Well, 4 wins, I should say. Hearts of Lions with 3. And 3 of those games have been a draw. Total goals scored 17 with Hearts of Oak having 10 goals scored against Lions, with 7 scored here by Hearts of Lions as well. 4 matches played here at the Pando Stadium. Hearts of Lions picking 2 wins. 2 of those matches have been a draw as well. So it's always going to be a tough scenario, tough grounds there for the Phobians anytime they're here to play Hearts of Lions. Another ball up there, Stephen Asari, a PR, just going in, not able to pick it up there, but chasing Neti, doing so well to defend his area.
And the last couple of minutes, we've seen them build up from the back, especially when you have options from your midfielders, the likes of Abdul Karim and then also Rafael Amponsa this time, but you hardly see them go so long, and that was what he attempted at that point. A bit overhit there.
Well, those who talk about the Hearts of Lions setup there, having scored 24 goals and also conceding 22 in the Premier League. Not really the best of defensive lineup there for the Lions in terms of goals conceded so far in the Premier League. And sitting the best scoring team, 7th best scoring team so far in the Premier League with 24 goals. 6th less conceding team with 22. Now they've got a lot of statistics working for them, Hearts of Lions.
Yeah, he has, but until you just oppose that to, their numbers at this stage last season, and you think that they've just fallen off a bit as far as the standards is concerned. Last season at this stage, they were 5th on the league log with 41 points, and they were even ahead of Hearts of Oak. It tells you that they've struggled a bit this season. Hearts of Lions.
Efton here. Could be opportunity for another drive in here, but not the best. And you talk about the defeat to Mediama SC here, Hearts of Lions. So really they have not been that strong at home, having only 25 points from a possible 36 points at home. Clearly indicate that this game is a make or break for them, any chance they want to have in the Premier League in terms of how they want to play the matches or perhaps move up on the Premier League log.
Certainly, and you look at this point of the season where even Bashir Ford believes that the season is still ongoing for them, even though they crashed out over the MTN FA Cup and they're not fighting for the league title. And yeah, you think there's been some drop of quality. You don't lose to Mediama, Indiana Gold Stars here, and you still want to win the league. It doesn't happen to any side. You win these big games, you lose these big games, and certainly you might not be in the title conversation.
A bit of a foul here up front, and expect to see Mohamed Hussein always looking for Steven Asari Apia. Hussein is down, and I picked up a knock. And Baba Adamu trying to get something out of this one, but the referee, Robert Mosi, stopping play.
Yeah, I think that was a collision there between himself and then also Aidem. Was just trying to help with the defensive duties there. It's innocuous for me, not deliberate there. It should be fine, but it's not really settled into that number 10 role. You talk about Mohamed Hussein.
A while ago on the shot there, you did say the visitors here at the Bando Stadium. Clearly the Black Stars getting a lot of support behind of the World Cup, with Asari also in post there. You talk about the new Black Stars jersey there. Almost everybody wants to go grab a copy or have one. There's a drop in terms of performance and aggression in the game, isn't it?
Yeah, he has, and both sides trying to be very, very cautious. Certainly a win for either side would really give them a boost on the league log.
Here comes Mauliwayo on the flanks, like 200 times went into the box looking for Issa. And again, Alban shrugging off any attempt to get the ball ahead of him. And Hamza Issa pretty much quiet this afternoon, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has, but he was the target at that point. Mauliwayo spotted him. He made that good run from the blind side of, Alban. Good first touch there, but then again just lost possession after Alban came in stronger.
I'll tell you what, there's a very interesting scoreline there between Summertex and 11 Wonders. And says the first goal there scored against 11 Wonders. 18 minutes already gone in the game. And here comes Lions Ascenso. Fine support there in Bismarck and him. Doggy, the conductor, in the midfield there for Hearts of Lions, and he's going to go a foul here. The referee just looking back, and might be, I'm not too sure again what the decision from the referee might be. But was it a deliberate foul here? Was it a pulled back? Yeah,
it was.
Yellow card, I guess. It's a yellow card. And the first yellow card, and the first player to have his name taken this afternoon, David Opongafrani, comes in for Kevin Osesibe, got the red card. Kevin Osesibe against Basake Holy Stars. And now just about 17 minutes or 18 minutes. And the centre back, David Opongafrani, is in the books of the referee.
He needs to be careful now. Needs to be very, very careful. And
yet another card. Just oh my goodness. This turned out to be something. A bit of an interesting story there. And one of the combative and most skillful midfielders there for Lions there, Ishmaelado, is also player his name taken.
Yeah, and that was a deliberate foul. But he had to take one for the team. As you could see, other players on the run, and all that Hamza Issa had to do was just hit one good ball onto the path of any player making a forward run, and it could have been dangerous for Heart of Lions, and I was just totally read by him.
Here comes Adamu. Again, cleared. F saying it's just doing a lot of a showboating there with Opuafrani. Sorry, he's always there to deal with the scenario there. Hearts of Oak taking the 4th position on the log there. The confirmation of the yellow card there to Ishmaelado. It's a win today, really. We'll see Hearts of Oak closing the gap though on Mediema IC and Gold Stars to second or first, respectively, depending on how it works out for them. Only scored 15 goals in the league, which makes them better than any other. Only Samatex with 16 goals and 11 Wonders with 14 goals scored. And so that's the number of goals scored there by Hearts of Oak. A little bit of work there from the Phobians, Emmanuel Amankwa, the right full back. Ali Mohammed here for Hearts of Oak trying to calm things. I was looking at long balls into the box there, and he was going to have a lot of work there from Fawzi Ali at the back for Heart of Lions. Top scorer is there for Heart of Lions, and the Premier League this season is Michael Efson. He scored 6 goals. Paul Ateji on the bench has scored 4. Chauncey Freeman and Ishmaelado, Kojo Bing Jr. and Sido Asante all with 2 goals each. And here comes Hamza Issa. Hearts of Oak with a chance now. Issa squares one into the box, and the referee's been bundled down. And Mauli Wayo was looking to pounce on that cross there from Hamza Issa, but the goalkeeper had already picked the ball.
He was in motion. There was nothing he could have done about that. A bit reckless as well. A bit reckless, just came into contact with Nete. But you'd say that was a bit feeble from Hamza Issa. Yeah, he got the first touch right, but just couldn't connect. Just that ball. You could see the run of Mauli Wayo from the far end, just quick approaching, and just look at that. I'd say it was a bit unintentional there. There was no way he could have reduced, the velocity at which he was coming with. Just look at that. Just bumps into Nete. Issa could have just squared that ball a bit more, better there.
Again, the fans expected to trip to the stadium and watch almost everything here at the stadium. Randy Abe is here, the CEO of Kookaboard, also the bankroller there of Hearts of Lions, to watch this game. Again, a very exciting moment there for Hearts of Lions in terms of what they intend to do. It wasn't really looking good there for Hearts of Lions at some point in time there, having to move out the bottom half of the Premier League log and eventually again picking up the pieces, and now they find themselves sitting 10th. And they may want to continue with that. A win here certainly gives them a huge, huge boost.
Yeah, and there's a team that spent match week 5, match week 7, at the top of the table. Tells you that they had enough quality when the league started. The objectives were so clear. We finished 2nd last season. This season, we could just give ourselves a bit of a push, and we could, win the league title. Unfortunately, just things went south for them between match week 10 and match week 19, and they went about 10 weeks without picking up any wins in the Ghana Premier League, and that's where they began to realize that the league was way out of reach.
Constructing something beautiful there, Lions. Cleverly played there by Adamu. Echidogi, always the man who was there destroying everything. Hearts of Oak. And definitely going to be a foul here. Ali Mohammed has been really a towering figure at the back there for Hearts of Oak.
They struggled at times already in this game, but lovely ball into the channel. Michael Efson a bit late. Yeah, that straight leg there, catching Muhammad Ali, and Ali had to use that space to his advantage, arriving there very, very much on time.
Aldo, one of the best of passes there, Aldo, and just put the team in a very awkward position. That showboating was not necessary, wasn't it?
casual sometimes, in the middle of the pitch for both sides. We've seen Heart of Oak lose some balls passively over there, same as Heart of Lions.
Again, they're trying to work something out there. Chidogli, once again, Heart of Oak winning back the possession, Steven Asaria Pia and Hussein. Good turn from Hussein here. Heart of Oak calmly trying to move the ball around. Oh, he's not in a hurry to move the balls themselves, Heart of Oak. Clearly trying to come things. Wafrani and now find space down to Rafael Ponsa. Back to Wafrani. And now find space in Emmanuel Amankwa. Well, the Phobians not really in a hurry to move things around. Ali Mohammed. Afrani. Really give the ball away, but Heart of Oak still have possession. And here comes Hussein. And charging forward, looking for support on left-hand side. Steven Asaria Pia ball into the box, and the header comes out. Beautifully done. Mauli Wayo nearly trying to find a way to get the goal there for Heart of Oak. But Nete was equally up to the task.
Yeah, that was a sweet delivery from the left-hand side. Pia Asari, just look at that, perfectly weighted. And a thumping header, not enough power behind it. Well, that's what you want from your attackers. That's what you want them to do, to attack these balls, not to win these duels. And Wayo does very well. The defender just doesn't see him coming. You thinking a bit more power would have made the work a bit more difficult for Jason Nete, who's barely been tested.
Well, again, it's going to be a cooling break here this afternoon at the Bando Stadium. Once again, we're still having that surgical operation of the two hearts there. So far, so good. Everybody has been in check there, and not any trouble to report on. So the only thing we'll have to say that two players have had their names taken, Ishmaelado of Heart of Lions and David Opuafrani. But Benjamin Asari pretty much calm at the back. Remember, he's going to jet off to Germany and Austria very soon to play a part for the Black Stars in the friendly games there, and so nearly, and he has to be calming himself down, not really to pick up any injury there. But for Bashir Hereford, it's pretty much of a very energy and not the best of a calm day for them. They really need the 3 points at least to make a statement on the Premier League table.
Yeah, but they've also come close, a couple of times talking about Heart of Lions. They've created some decent chances, and their danger man so far has been Kelvin Asen. So we've seen him, hit two lovely strikes, both from that stance and one, a wicked deflection, nearly catching Benjamin Asari off guard. But, Benjamin Asari himself yet to make any save. And Heart of Oak, you speak about the fact that, even though they are not scoring, they always keep it tight at the back, which we've seen so far. Even though they've also seen David Opuafrani also pick up a yellow card so far in this game. That header from Mauli Wayo hasn't also been bad. But that 4-3-3 formation from them, seeing Mohamed Hussein play as the most advanced midfielder hasn't been bad. They've casually lost the ball, but I'll tell you what, I think there's more in this game to happen. There's still more, to see, especially with Heart of Lions, being so strong whenever they play against Heart of Oak on this ground.
Interesting bit about the game here is that Lions have scored 6 goals in the last 5 matches, but have also conceded 6 in that same period. They have only won twice and lost 3 in the last 5 games as well. 2 with Carrera, 1-0 defeat to Adriana and Midiema, as well as a 2-1 loss to Gold Stars. And they have not lost at home to Hearts of Oak in the last 5 home meetings. As they try to charge forward here. For defensive play and a higher Chuan. And aggressing the neck there. Quality shot there from Hearts of Lions. That should have been it. That should have been it there. And this time it came from Ismail Bambila.
From a distance again. I had that ball coming off the foot. You know, the ankle of Rafael Amponsa has landed right in front of him. Struck that again. Just missing the target by inches. Just look at that. Yeah, off the foot of Afrani, and just look at that. Benjamin Asari at full stretch. Nothing. You know, on it. Yeah, Hearts have been too casual in the defensive third.
Ball into the box once again, punched away by Asari. Goalless once again here at the Kwando Stadium between Lions and Hearts of Oak. Once again, another better defensive play there from Bismarck Enim. Hamza Issa really on his tails. Now the only time Lions failed to score in their last 6 games in our competition was the match against Holy Stars. Hearts of Oak also failed to score against Holy Stars. Santiago, of course, will lose it to Holy Stars back at Zimbabwe. As a hope game of Holy Stars could play their yard down to being fouled. Well, the fans really looking to see how each of the 2 sides will have the first go. Yeah, that's the yeah.
Aggressive, a bit more aggressive by Steven. Sorry, appeared there. I've not seen the best of him so far. He's always tucked, onto the left-hand side. Wow, after combining for, the attacking move with himself, Hussein, and then also that move, not really seeing a lot of balls go to him. And Hearts of Lions have done a very good job in midfield, trying to block all these passing lanes, allowing the attackers of Hearts of Oak knock on the ball.
So Efsin. Just not the best of control there from Efsin. Again, you just want to see how the 2 sides will be coming out with something spectacular there. And defensively, they try to work it out beautifully there. Brambilla wins it. Here comes Asensor. Looking for some bit of space here. Lions have to play from the back, one of their strengths. Spoke about Di Dramani. And they do have possession and not under any threat or any pressure at all. One of the things that Volvo really failed to do so is intense pressing movement, just around the 18-yard box over the position. Something they failed to do quite well against Basek Holy Stars, eventually drawing the game goalless. Fawzi Ali here for Heart of Lions. Oh, he's looking to hit one up front. Here comes Efsin. He's really well policed at the back there by Afrani and Ali Mohammed. Yes, and his day in the game there.
He's also had limited support, Efsin. Just loves to move out of position, sometimes dragging the centre backs along with him.
Again, another ball in the half of bound. Gets the balls down to goalkeeper Nete. So Bashir here for 10-70 on the 24th day of December 2025. One of the oldest coaches in the country in the Premier League, 70 years of age, and is still going very strong here with Hearts of Lions. Good play there, good play, Hearts of Lions. Still trying to move in the foul here on Moses Saidem. Again, the Phobians will definitely be contesting that decision, but again, it's really gone up.
Yeah.
And Adamu has a chance here to have brought down Aidem.
Yeah, clearly, just a nudge at the back of Aidem. There was a skill earlier on, to elude Babadamu. Babadamu just wouldn't give up. Just continued to chase that ball by Aidem. So skillful. See. Really a bad position to win a foul for his side.
Again, is the man who's urgently trying to make sure he organizes well to defend this line. Ichi Dogley behind the ball, just having the likes of Hussein and Steven Asari up here just behind it. This is a set piece where Ichi Dogley and Hearts of Lions would want to really take advantage of it. Sends the ball down to the right hand side. Again, it's being pushed away by Hussein. Again, a training ground. Well, maybe.
Yeah. I give credit to Mohamed Hussein. Read the situation very well and dealt with it.
The ball into the box now. It's been cleared. Lions went out to find a way to defend the lines. Finally, flag up front offside.
Yeah, again, failing to stay on side when that ball came in. Fauzi.
Chidogi win now for Lions. Aidem just waiting. Ishmalado. Asenso. Fauzi Ali. Good defensive play there. Babadamu here with Dali. Too many. Showboating in the game, and Chidogley would have to come in to tidy up things.
Yeah. If you're Bashir Ford, you might not be happy, especially when there's a chance to advance that ball. There was so much space. When you're thinking that was a bit needless. When you've been gifted a ball right inside the penalty area of your opponent, just too many touches for me. And like you rightly said, I think when you're drawing goalers in such a huge game, you start to showboat.
Always looking at the confidence level of Benjamin Asari anytime he's trying to play from the back. It doesn't seem like a goalkeeper who is on any threat at all. And again, it's another late extension of the arm there on Ichi Dogley.
It was. For a second he lost that ball, but I think Mohamed Hussein wasn't looking in an attempt to win that ball. Just look at that. Yeah, he lost at the end, clearly. Hussein, it's a natural movement of the arm there, but unfortunately for him, this catches the truth of Ichi Dogley.
Again, it's one of the difficult moments there for players to just have the ball. Hartlepool have scored 2 goals in their last 5 matches, with Baba Adamu currently playing as the left full back, and Henry Kweku, who's not playing a part. Bambila here, squares one, finds space. Aidem, Efsin, and Ichi Dogley. But this time Asari will have to collect that one.
Yeah, that's not beaten Benjamin Asari, but It was a good combination there, a couple of players, but Echidogli right there, arriving on time to hit that one. And the build-up, Hearts of Oak protesting that Rafael Amponsa should have won a foul there because he was impeded, but that was a good work there. You have Efson just teeing up Echidogli, and not enough power behind that ball.
The feisty and the fearless contested game, isn't it?
It has, and we've seen between the intervals that, you know, the physicality sometimes. We've seen the 2 yellow cards, you know, happening in the space of a minute. We've seen some good balls as well, but you sometimes have to take the risk. Something both teams haven't done so far in this game, even though Heart of Lions, they've had larger share of possession, they've advanced the ball, you know, more than Hearts of Oak. They've had more touches in the opposition penalty area as well. You need a lot more, you know, to crack open either defense. You need a lot more from the attackers.
One of the things really working hard for Hearts of Oak this season really has been their defensive lines and the goalkeepers. Got in the setup, Suleiman Abashi, another very quality goalkeeper. We also had Asari, and then comes Alban, and now Zaisha, and safety first there from Alban.
And they want to put himself in any sort of, you know, tight situation there. There was no support as well for Alban. Lifting that one out of play, and you'd always think, you know, he's built that good, formidable partnership with Robin Hennessy, who's out, and Fauzi Ali today, you'd say, has complemented, you know, his strength so well. And that was that foul on Emmanuel Amankwa. He's been quiet over some time now, but it was a sense, so just lunges into him. You talk about Hearts of Oak not really scoring goals, and you know, I think sometimes their failure to allow the fullbacks to join attack, you know, sometimes makes them a bit blunt and flat up front. And today, you know, with the exception of Baba Demu, who's, you know, really been active down the line on the left hand side, we've not really seen Emmanuel Amankwa bump forward and apply any sort of support to the attackers.
Echidogli once again is always going to be the man to look out for when he's on the ball at the midfield. Well, Hearts of Oak have the most number of clean sheets, 19 in the Premier League. Benjamin Hassan with 12, Solomon Agbasi with 6, and Shaibu with 1. Makes them one of the best sides in terms of our defensive play.
And these are historic numbers, Graham. These are huge numbers that could, you know, really set so many records defensively. You know, they've only considered in 6 games. That's impressive. You know, and they've only considered more than a goal twice in 25 games, and those 2 games were 2-2 against Gold Stars at home, and that 2-0 defeat to Kerala United in Tamale. So for 23 games, they've not conceded more than a goal. See that they are not conceding, or they only concede 1 goal, and you know, to some extent, these are crazy numbers for a side. Well, the only problem has been the fact that they are not scoring goals for Hearts of Oak, and that's where the head coach speaks about how frustrating it is. Once you have such a tight defense and you can complement it with a good, sharp attack, then you're on your way to winning the title, I guess.
Yeah, 2 players colliding on each other. Oh, the Hearts of Oak player just down there looking for support there. Bit of a worrying scenario there for the Phobians as well, and so coming back into the game With 2 minutes of other time, we're picking information. And Stephen Sangari up here. Just going down together with Yao Danso.
That was a heavy one. Even though you'd say the intensity of the game has been, a bit low sometimes. We've seen it at a very high tempo, but we've seen so many aggressive tackles, the nudges, the push, the shoving. And it's just typical of this game whenever they play here at Ekpando Stadium.
So the numbers will continue to swell here at the Ekpando Stadium as we approach the end of the first half. Every time you get to see the teams coming up spectacularly on top and taking advantage of a slip or a blip there defensively. We'll see how the teams recover quickly. And Asari is always able to pick up his man there. Chedogli is still down.
I think that was an off-the-ball incident. The referee just not seeing that.
Well, so far, 2 yellow cards. Not too many controversial decisions that have been taken today, but I get to tell you that the referee has been pretty much clean.
Yeah, he has, and you talk about that moment, of mayhem in the space of just a minute or two, where we saw Ishmael Ado being carded, but right before that was a point Franny who halted, a Heart of Lions attack, and since then, it's been flat at times, but that's it. We've not even spoken about the weather conditions, Graham. It's quite hot, and sometimes it takes a toll on these players, externally. And you talk about Hearts of Oak, they love to press, counter press at all times, but today it looks like they are going with the mid block. They are not really exerting too much energy to win the ball up front. They rather need to keep their shape in the middle of the pitch to win the balls.
Ozjali, series of errors going on. Dogly. Tell you what, it's been one of the games to always look up to, the battle of the hearts here at the Ekpando Stadium. Clearly, there hasn't really been any clear-cut opportunity, except to say that Bambila's strike there, gracing the net. Was the only effort that Heart of Lions would say they came close of scoring. But this is a game where the Phobians, after the draw with Holy Stars, certainly want to get themselves back into the scoring sheet there. Benjamin Asari has also been pretty much quiet this afternoon there. But the second half, another 45 minutes is all we're waiting for to see which of the two sides will be able to pick up the 3-point at stake here. And so you've been seeing the performance of Lions and Hearts in terms of possession and the yellow card, one apiece, I should say.
Yeah, the shot, we saw one shot on target by Ishmael Ado, the other from Mauli Wayo, that other, but then calmly collected by Jason Neti, and possession.
Looking for a fast and stress-free shopping? Shop now on maxbuy.com and get free delivery and free installation. Order your phones and appliances today. Order today and get same-day delivery straight to your doorstep. Maxbuy. Convenience at its best.
Am I a sumo? Yes, sumo. Yo, and you may I can't find some no. Never master Sapolina and a day after. And you may I can't find some no. You better free. Abus chapter. Hey, babe! Sister Paulina, we're reading glasses here, China, Hebrew. Hey! Madam! Majem Kwani. Tina Tet Hayan Herbal Capsule. A drawing Tina Berwati Semi. Me ready a mention glasses. A drawing ma when you saw your Wusunina, a jai, a mahu adia a bang. A sansu mahu adia a wedge. Obroni Bessie. See clear. A drawing baby atwa. Tina Tet Herbal Shop. Hey, now wait. Tina Tet Hayan. See clear.
Tina
Era Tetedrui, FDA, I feel Ajia Tumse Eje.
Who wants to play truth or dare? Me. Truth. My mom says daily milk is a source of calcium and protein. Truth. Daily milk comes in 3 delicious flavors and I have tasted them all. Very yummy. Wow. Now I dare you all to drink daily milk on a daily. That is new and nice.
Introducing Daily Milk, Ghana's new milk drink. It comes in strawberry, banana, and vanilla flavors, making it a delicious choice for me and you. Daily Milk, an amazing twist to milk. This advert is FDA approved.
Please, say yo. My catch they use Kojak quality oral care product. Today Kojak charcoal toothpaste. None of most my Fanano ma'am.
Hey, Mrs. Aquano. Oh no. Now won't take Kojak P&F toothpaste. Any of my mouthwash no. Ye free hanum say ya kona ko pebito. Esan sen ho nya nakra. E bo wo mo se tai fenfen wo mo. Se de ye wona.
Ane. Emfa won si endi agrokra. Every say ebetumi aha wodachi. Ni sense ni de Kojak oral care abedwaso. Ne demonstration. Kojak charcoal toothpaste, Kojak regular fluoride toothpaste, Kojak P, and Kojak F toothpaste, and then the mouthwash no. To sumrekana kwaje wodie. If we say Kojak niema die, eye quality keke. Upe biato a ubenya bi wo Ranko Pharmacy eye Kojak for retail pharmacy ewo East Legon American House. UBA Bank no nchen hwa. FDA agi edwadie nkratu yi atum.
Drinks, a whole new vibe. Another quality product from Casa Precon.
This advert is FDA approved.
Welcome back to the nation's capital, Accra. Our journey to Pando has not produced any positivity in terms of results or goals. It's goalless at half-time. Of course, Heart of Lions are showing clearly why they are a force to be reckoned with when they play at home. For Accra Hearts of Oak, we're still seeing the labouring pointers in their game, and it seems as if at the moment there's pretty much nothing the technical team can do. But just to hold the fort till the season is over, so that a new generation of crop of players can join the Phobians and then strengthen whatever departments that need to be strengthened. But so far, it's 50-50, half-time. And back in the studio, we are. Coach Abiu is here. Nanedu is also here. Let's take a look at the first 45 minutes in perspective. I'll start with you, Coach.
I think like their game lacks adventure.
And viewers, we all concluded just before the halftime break that has Accra Hearts of Oak game.
Yeah, the game lacks adventure, and the players cannot express themselves.
Yeah.
You find it difficult players not be able to identify space.
Exactly.
You understand? They're not be able to identify space. Players cannot run and think at the same time. It's so sad that we need to hit it now hard.
I think so.
Because if players cannot run and think, so what it means is you can anticipate where he's going to put the pass.
Exactly.
But this is a game of tricks. where I need to play a trick on you so that it makes it very interesting. But this is where our players are not adventurous. They are just using their physical strength. It looked like both teams are just displaying field training without any antics or anything. So I think this is the reason why we can adapt to make up to Africa. So even if you build a solid team, there's no opposition.
No.
So if you look at the game, there's no adventure. It is a game where you can take your eye off and come back and get the action again. But football games are not supposed to like that. Once the minute is gone, a second is gone. When you come out, you shouldn't be able to catch up. But in our game, you could see the door movement. The ball goes to throw, and it takes few seconds to pick the ball. You can predict where the throw will go exactly, and the throw will go the same way. Look at all the corner kicks they played. No target man. They just hit the
traffic,
ball. So sometimes when it comes to post match, and my senior colleagues or colleagues say we've taught them, I don't agree, because whatever you've done repetition, if you've done teaching, when you've done good repetition, the student hardly veer off. But our system of coaching has become like chew and pour. So once they forget one word, they cannot add up the sentence for you. So creativity, scanning the ball. Elite players, top elite players, in 10 seconds must scan 6 to 8 times. Our players are doing less than 4 to 2 scans in 10 seconds.
That's a huge difference.
Yeah, it's a huge difference.
Okay, let's get back to the stadium, because the technical views from the technical bench are ready. Let's cross over and go and listen to what the assistant coaches have to tell us, their perspective, their view on the first 45 minutes.
By the assistant coach of Hearts of Oak, Abdul Ghazali. Coach, 45 minutes, how would you assess the performance of your boys?
Well, today, tactically, we look good. From what we have analyzed from our training up to now, we are doing it right in the pitch. The only thing that we are not getting is the final third, how our 3 attackers are going to run. And I think if they are sometimes they do it and then the balls are not getting to them. If our 2 centre backs or the goalkeeper try to play the ball in behind the opponents, definitely we are going to get a good result here. So far, so good for our team.
Of course. And when you get into that dressing room, how the team talk go?
Well, what we need is to encourage them to keep on doing the runs. If they go one and doesn't come, they shouldn't stop. They need to start do another one or 2, 3 times. Definitely we'll get our rhythm.
Okay, coach, we wish you the very best for the second 45 minutes. Abdul Ghazali is the assistant coach of Hearts of Oak. Now I'll be joined by the assistant coach of Hearts of Lions, a legend. He played in the Ghana Premier League, won titles with Asante Kotoko. Daniel Ni AJ. 45 minutes goalless at the break. Are you disappointed with the result?
No, I'm not disappointed. I would say it has been a good game. Both teams are playing very well, and then I think tactically everybody is doing well. So I would say the first half is a good game.
Of course, we've not had a lot of chances coming from your side. What needs to change going into the second half?
I think we need to push more and then run a little bit more up front. I think if we are able to do that, we'll be able to score a goal.
Well, let's see what happens with that. We wish you the very best. Daniel Nieji, assistant coach for Hearts of Lions.
All right, we're back into the studios, and we've been hearing the thoughts of the 2 coaches. And Daniel Nieje kept it simple. He says we need to do a lot more running, which means that create more opportunities, get into the spaces, etc. But I am so surprised at the thoughts of the assistant coach of Accra Hearts of Oak, Ghazali. First thing he said is that the tactics is working. What shows that it's working?
It's an away fixture. So
what shows that is working? The fans of Accra Hearts of Oak, and for that matter, fans who want to watch football, want to see goals. So if the tactics or the techniques are working, I don't know if coach will agree with me, but the bottom line is that put the ball in the net.
We watch Man City played Real Madrid. It was an away fixture, but you could see some level of energy, football being displayed. Like you said, the reaction of the coaches is becoming so dangerous that it is becoming our character. It's a national character.
It shouldn't be.
Well, we don't speak the truth to whatever we
Everybody is watching the match.
Everybody is watching the game. So
that is the mindset of our teams.
we've gone away. It's a big team like Pando Heart of Lions.
Okay.
First 45 minutes, we've not conceded. We are not down. So they think once it's first 45 minutes that it's still goalless draw, the away team has done enough to maintain that particular scoreline. That is the mindset of the coaches that they put it on the players. So it's an away fixture against no other team like Pando Heart of Lions. We are not scoring goals at home.
You see,
we are not scoring goals at home. That is the mindset.
I won't cut you, but obviously when you go away, the plan is that as much as possible, you do not concede and then you come back. If on that score, he believes that the techniques is working, the scoreline at halftime clearly shows that it is goalless. But you see, the hard fact is that everybody appreciates the fact that Accra Hearts of Folk don't seem to be clicking. And so the moment you mention tactics and you say it is right, a lot of people will not agree with you because they're all watching the game. If it is right, let us see some creativity, which we are not seeing. Let's see some innovation, which we are not seeing.
Not seeing adventure.
That is what I'm saying. That is the I believe. Before the start of the game, the last point of Masudi Dramani's talk, he spoke about chances they are creating in a game. And we were here talking about Heart of Folk are creating a lot and they are not scoring. They believe they are creating, they are doing enough at the training and the players are not scoring. When you speak to the technical team, that is their belief. They are doing enough. They are showing them a lot of things. It's reflecting on the game. The only thing is they are not scoring.
Yeah, so that's why I was explaining that as a teacher, the outcome of your students determine what you've been able to. Sure. If at training, are they doing it right?
Yeah.
What is the scoring rate at training? There was a Kotoko player who was not scoring and had opportunities in those days. And I told him, how many goals did you score during the off-season? How many goals did you score during the Monday Stars training session? You are scoring less, so don't expect to come into the game
and then the status quo will change.
Because the game must come with something. Don't force us to see the game your way, but let us fall in love and say, come on, this team is playing very well. But right now, it seems they are telling us that we should agree that they are playing very well, but they are not just scoring. No, today, like I said, you hear my earlier submission, we didn't see any creativity. No adventure. The entire perimeter, they are using only one side of the pitch. Watch the whole game. They are only going through the same channel. Both teams are going through the same channel. So it becomes foggy and clumsy in the middle. Once you have the whole width to run for.
Exactly.
So the moment you come to a post-match or in between post-match or anything you want to tell us, when you keep it simple, then we will now break it down. But when you want to look and say it is good, then people start questioning how good it is.
Okay.
You look at the chance that Hamza Issa played the ball into the 18-yard box to meet Maoli Wayo. The coach may think they are creating. There are a lot of chances around the 18-yard box. It's an away fixture. That is why the coach is coming from the angle that they are doing everything possible.
That is why I said before we started the show, I said you couldn't
this was a chance.
Yeah, you couldn't give a 70-30.
Yeah. Sure.
The advantage is to the defensive team. The pass must be on.
But even this one,
this is not a chance.
The pass is not as accurate as it should have been.
After a game, if you come and tell me that you are creating chances, and we all say that this is a chance, this is a ball that was kicked to the goalkeeper. Somewhere you could have taken a yellow card for this.
Exactly.
The pass must always be a disadvantage of the opposing team, an advantage to your player.
And clearly, you could see that there was no communication between Hamza and Mauli.
But you can see in the first 45 minutes, Hamza and Mauli Wayo are running a lot. But maybe it's a tactical view from the coach.
We can do a lot.
You are running a lot, and the end result.
So that is what the question is.
And so what is the end product of
the coach believes he has allowed the players to do enough up front. Maybe they are creating. Maybe they are running a lot. The only thing is the end product.
Let's say saying the passer and the receiver must have the same mind.
Sure.
The passer and the receiver. That is why we see goals in Europe, and you feel like a betom. I'll give you one famous goal between Holland, where Van Persie took that fly. It's that it is something they've done from you to off, where they were playing. So the moment he saw the attack, he knew the ball was going to go.
But I believe those problems come from the technical team and the playing body that they have, because most of the time when you train together for a very long time, the attacking midfielders knows the body language of their striker.
There's no
look at, Emmanuel Sekufo and Ismailado. They know the body language of Ismailado. So when Ismailado dives,
Emmanuel Sekufo know how to
knows
pass the
exactly.
ball.
Yeah.
Look at the difference between Hussein Mohammed and Hamza Issa and Maul Wayo. They don't know how those players run, whether they are running vertically or horizontally.
So it comes back to then you are not defeating the coach.
Yeah.
That is why the coach.
So you are not defeating
in the first 45 minutes. Those two players are running around.
So your submission runner is not telling the coach is lying to us.
Which everybody knows.
Well, you're submitting now. So it means the players are not coordinating very well, but you force us to believe that they are coordinating very well.
And it is not there.
It is not there.
It is not there. Clearly, it's not there. But we'll get ready enjoying the action in the second 45. Maybe we'll see a lot of innovations in the second 45. Viewers, sit back, relax. Let's go to Kwando, enjoying the action. We'll come to you again at full time.
The first half, and here we go in the second half. It is going to be Kwando Hearts of Lions to get us underway from the left to right. Hearts of Oak in their old traditional rainbow and white predominantly. Still how we started the second half, or the first half certainly would determine which of the two sides may have the potency of coming out with something. Lions to have the opportunity of coming out on top, looking at how the home record so far have been this season.
Yeah, and an interesting first half, just one shot apiece to either side, but there's quite more. We could definitely get to see a bit more physicality as well, but for Hearts of Oak, it's always trying to be very, very compact at the back.
Alban and Ahmed Issa, and again it's going to be Hamza Issa not able to go around Alban. H. Dogley here for Lions, stringing play down to the left hand side, picking up Ascenso, and always getting a one-on-one scenario there, and trying to find space with Efson. And yet to get another better passes there to Ishmael Ado. Efson is bit into it. Well, the Phobians are going to also give the ball away. Some bit of smarts from former midfield Supremo near Jay, Asante coach, of course, some years ago, and now assistant coach there for Hearts of Lions. Bit of concern there for Hearts of Oak. They have the player down.
Yeah, it looks to be Stephen Apiasari. Just a couple of seconds ago, he was initiating the attack for Accra Hearts of Oak after a good stop, and I think that injury is as a result of that, block he did earlier on to win the ball from Michael Efson. He doesn't seem fine though, and that was it over there. I think he just pulled a muzzle. Yeah, he did. Just pulled a muzzle, a tie muzzle there. That could be a bit painful for him, especially when you have some equally good attackers on the bench, the likes of George Parku, Yaman Kwabe, if he can play as a winger. Then also there's Henry Kweku Boateng, who's a similar player, same profile to Stephen Apiasari. Coach Masoud Dizzy Dramani wouldn't really be in a dilemma as to if he could just throw someone on to replace him.
So it's looking for the rounds there for the two sides going forward into the game. Mali Wayo getting the ball taken off his feet, and the Phobians trying to keep the ball among themselves and not able to give it away. Back into the defensive half of Hearts of Oak. Once again, not the best of clearance there, but it's going to be an own goal. Well, just off the crossbar there, not the best of clearance from the left full back for Hearts of Oak. Baba Damu. And again, unexpectedly, the ball just moving down to the other side.
Yeah, trajectory of the ball, just look at that. Just had a spin on it. It was a top spin, but I think that should have been a foul to Hearts of Oak. Aiden left it a bit late. Yeah, he did. A bit late on Baba Damu. Baba Damu protested.
Yeah, the corner kick just being headed wide by Hearts of Oak. Baba Damu once again for yet another corner kick. Talking about it's going to be an outswinger or an in-swinger, depends on how the ball is whipped in here by Yao Dansu. And the referee seems to have a lot of There's a lot of crowd in the 6-yard area there, and that's potentially one of the things most teams have been doing. Crowding the goalkeeper, trying to make sure there's a lot of shoving and pushing in the box.
It looks like a worldwide routine now.
Yeah. Boss swagging. And Etchit Dogley. So able to pick up the wins here. Yaldas was trying to go around, but Bardamu again's been fouled here. Not sure disappointment and surprise of the player. He thought he won the ball.
No, he doesn't. That smile on his face. Yeah, I don't know, but yeah, he does it, but yeah, a bit more aggressive. So much power from Babadamu. He's a strong lad. You know, when he allow you to bully him, he always uses his strength to his advantage, and at that point, you could see him doing that.
Again, another free kick opportunity to Heart of Lions. Steven Asari up here, and Mohamed Hussein behind the ball. There's a two-man wall. Whilst you have Lions looking to find space here with a set piece. Fans really calling for a goal there. Two players already bundling each other down. Ali Mohammed and Aban just going at each other.
Yeah.
Again, this is where the conflict starts. This is where the wrestling starts. It's going to be Aldanso to set this ball, propel the ball into the box. Once again, it's been near post. And it's Asari eventually picked it up here.
Yeah, you could see positively Heart of Oak. The crowd in Benjamin Asari, they're offering so much support there, and you know the protection to the goalkeeper is just top notch. And like you said, in recent times we've seen opposition players try to crowd the goalkeeper.
Apambila, Lions. Now Senso. He's got to take his man on. Looking to drag the ball back. And Asari here stays on course. Aban, Echidogli, back to Aban, and now Echidogli wins it for Lions. Okay, to square one to Ali. On to the plaudits of the fans who are enjoying every bit of the game. Well, Hearts of Oak are the only team to have conceded a single-digit number of goals, 9 after 25 games. They have accumulated the most away points in the Premier League this season with an impressive total of 22. Also looking to accumulate yet another point in the game here, but it hasn't really lived up to the expectation. Echidogli, in a sense, of combining here, and now finds the left full back in him. Abambrilla is a target for the ball, and Hearts of Oak will have to concede the corner kick under that intense pressure from Lions.
Yeah, they're piling up the pressure now. You know, they are just taking the game to Accra Heart of Oak, and Heart of Oak would have to keep concentration levels. They would have to keep their focus intact at this point. And you know, for Heart of Lions, it's about being expansive, and you'd always say they are using the flanks to, very, very good effect. Allowing the fullbacks to also join, the attack.
Here they come. It was yet another corner kick, right-footed one here for Lions. Ball would have to whip into the far post, and this time he's been headed away by Babadamu. And here comes another ball to the far side. Very poor play there from Lions. And Kelvin Asenso could have done better.
You're wondering why he chose to find his teammate who was in open space and unmarked with such a high ball, where he could have just hit that one, on the tip for his teammate.
Alban. Well, defensively, he's been very solid at the back there for Lions. Goes down under that challenge. And again, he goes against Lions, rather.
So Didi Dramani is a bit livid. No questioning, some of the decisions that are going his way. A couple of Babadamu never won any, and this time again, he believes that should have been a foul to him. Referee wasting too much time. But again, the more you look at the replay, the more confused you get. For a second you're thinking it was Aban who was caught late.
Yeah, the referee Robert Mosages, again this time not getting the call right, and the reason that the two coaches were at each other. Lions back with possession. Ishmaelado dragging the ball to the right-hand side. Yaldowski is always going to be the man there. Just dumming 2 players. Ball whipped into the box once again, cleared away. Ali Mohammed back to H. Dogley. Another possession there for Lions. Enim. Asensu trying to pick up Enim again. A reverse pass to him. Not successful. And now Hearts of Oak would have to take the advantage and move forward the ball. Emmanuel Amankwa has been one of the maybe quiet players for the right full-back position for Hearts of Oak this afternoon. Yet again, Ali Mohammed would have to come into the game there, but the switch of the position there, having Opwa Frani sitting at the heart of defense with Ali Mohammed and Raflan Ponsa just the holding midfield role. Again, that takes a little bit of energy away from Hearts of Oak defensive play, isn't it?
Yeah, you have these 2 players. Frani being more of a playmaker, he loves to start play because he's a centre back, and his biggest quality has to do with his passing ability. But then Rafael Ponsa, more of a marauding player, loves to break play, a bit more physical as well. So there's been a change in the system for Hearts of Oak today, even though, both are defensive midfielders. You'd see that they're struggling to build up from the back because that holding midfielder in Rafael Ponsa isn't always available there, to just collect that ball and try to feed off the players making the rounds.
The Heart of Lions have at least scored a goal in their last 4 home matches. Michael Lifton, he scored 4 goals in the last 7 matches in all competitions. Seed of Asante has scored 2 in the same run. Goalless here. Heart of Lions 0, Heart of Oak 0. 10 minutes in the second half gone here. Once again, the players trying to come out with something. Decision now to be made with Hearts of Oak trying to come up with a substitution. So trying to have in a team introduction. George, well, again, it's going to be an introduction of Frank Abora Duku. And just taking the place there of Stephen Apiasari.
That could be a huge tactical switch there, huge one, because throwing on Frank Abora Duku means that Hearts of Oak have got 2 number 9s on the pitch, and per the indication I'm getting, perhaps Hamza Issa could be drifting a bit to the left-hand side. The 4-3-3 hasn't really worked to perfection for them, because you have the Heart of Lions, midfield and defense working so hard to block the passing lanes and also nullify the strength of Stephen Apiasari, who's been taken off, and then also Maoli Wayu at the right-hand side. So you're wondering perhaps they could go with a 4-4-2 diamond, at least having Hamza Issa play off the shoulders of these 2 attackers maybe.
Again, it's going to be a decision there by the coaches to ensure that there's a bit of rotation and quality play. Seems to be a concern there for Lions is H. Dogley, who's been guided out of the pitch there after picking up a little bit of a knock scenario, which could also alter the play there of Hearts of Lions.
Yeah, he's been by far their best player this afternoon. A very calm play on the ball, so difficult to dispossess. It's been practically their playmaker, makes it so easy for them to build up from the back. And that injury, if not next, could really be a huge blow to Lions.
Down to 10. Lions now after the exit of H. Dogley, who has been treated on the pitch. In time, Hearts of Oak would have to strike off any other attempt there by Lions to see if they can push forward. Maoli Wayo charging here. And a clear volley has been taken off the speed there by Ishmaelado.
And this time they have space, and the numerical advantage is just playing in their favour. Now with H. Dogley still on the sidelines receiving treatment. But that was a good solo run there by Maoli Wayo. I'm really seeing the best of him, but that's what he loves to do. Plays with so much energy. That run from deep nearly causing problems.
to Karim. Playing well with Wafani. Back to Karim. And fine spirit with Amankwa. Looking to advertise a cross into the box once again. And repelled by Al Danso. But again, it's been won beautifully by Fauzi Ali. Lions seem to be currently all over the place trying to win by possession. Huge put into the box there. And the referee really calling for a break in that game because there is going to be a foul there. Only while in the meantime, there's some bit of tempers flaring up by Damu and Efsin having to go at each other at the moment.
It's a bit heated. No, it's been from the first half. We've seen it, especially with Babadamu, a bit more physical. We've spoken about the fact that he never drops his guard. Always physical and aggressive. The makeshift left back for Hearts of Oak.
After Lions have kept 11 clean sheet in total with Lawrence Osei, the goalkeeper who's just moved out to the States, keeping most of them, leaving current goalkeeper Jason Nurte with just 2 clean sheets in the league. He's conceded 6 goals in the last 5 matches, being imposed there for Heart of Lions yet again. Another decision going against Heart of Lions, and fans showing the concern and not really happy about it.
Yeah, they aren't, but it's just so typical of this game. The shrugging, the physicality a bit. Yeah, but I think at that point it was the advantage just played by Robert Musi.
Well, sent in once again.
Yeah, that was a cross again, and so much space there for Babadamu at the left hand side. Yeah, that ball had crossed. I've gone past the byline again, and anytime he moves into an attacking position, you expect a very, very good whip, a very good delivery into the box. But it's been so difficult getting him there because Heart of Lions are working extra hard to prevent all these balls into the channels.
A lovely piece of work there from Abambila now. Senso picks the pieces together, trying to link one up there. Ali Mohammed with a header. And it counts to Eche Dogley. He's back on his feet now. Eche Dogley goes around his man. Eche Dogley squares one to the right hand side. Hands out for an offside, but the referee says no. Ball whipped into the box again. Asensu was looking to have a half volley on that one. Anim back to Asensu. And Heart of Lions squares one, but this time is well collected by Asari. This one is just a training ground for Benjamin Asari.
Yeah, it is. They are making it so easy for him now. They are sending all the ball straight to him, and with his height and that aerial prowess, you just wouldn't be beating Asari with those balls. Just need some quality, of deliveries into the box, and you'll be hoping that the tall FC would also position himself very well to get to the end of that.
And the offside flag really going up against Efsin.
A fraction offside there to early a second. Early the kind of number of times he's cut offside, well, he's still timing the runs. You're in the position of the back line of Hearts of Oak.
much of a physical game there. Fauzi Ali is a player who's been fouled there by Mohamed Hussein, and still trying to have a work there with referee Robert Moshi.
He's been lenient for some time, and that's the word of caution to him. The next one definitely will attract a booking.
Oh, 25 matches already been played between Hearts of Oak and Hearts of Lions. 8 wins there for Hearts of Lions. 11 wins there for Hearts of Oak, with 6 of the games there being a draw. Interestingly, the Hearts of Oak's visit here to Kwando has been 9 visits so far, 3 wins for them, 3 draw and 3 defeats. It's their 10th visit here to the Kwando Stadium. And we're trying to make sure they have the 4th win here against the Kwando Lads. As there, you have Billa moving in. Asenso goes into the box now, and there's Benjamin Asari have to pick this one.
And nearly lost that second ball there. They've been late to react, Hearts of Oak, in this game as far as the second balls, are concerned. Again, good run there at Bambila, but no one trying to get to that one. Asenso nearly, get into it. Should have been dangerous for Hearts of Oak.
So it's going to be a very tough game between the two. Since their introduction to the Premier League, really, Hearts of Lions have sometimes become one of the most difficult sides to beat in the Premier League. Those are the top teams do have it a little bit tough here. To recall, most interesting display there with Midiyama in terms of how they were able to pick up that single victory here. They scored early in the first half and they maintained that momentum to the end of the game.
Yeah, and it's not just that game, but other games as well. And it came within a span where you'd say, Heart of Lions were at their lowest this season. At a point where things were not really going well for them, on and off the pitch. But I think since they, recovered from that slump, I think it's been good for them. That 3-1 win against Kotoko, was a win that actually catapulted them, towards the top half of the table.
The best of play there from Moses Saidem. Now Mohamed Hussein and now Baba Damu Mauliwayo for Hearts of Oak. Now the Phobians having up to Karim dragging the ball down to the right hand side. Puafrani gets support there from Asari, and here comes Ali Mohammed. Zaban being the man at the back there, Eche Dogley. He's controlled the midfield quite well there for Hearts of Lions. Eche Dogley, pretty much a calm player. Not the best of control there from Bismarck Enim. And now Nete would have to clear his lines quite well. Efsin beating to it there by Puafrani. Karim dropping the ball down to Mohamed Hussein. Intercepted, but again a slip there from Fauzi Ali. Allows Mohamed to pick it up, and Ismailado this time wins it there for Hearts of Lions, trying to get Idem on the ascendancy here. Efsin waiting in the middle, and then he goes around his man again, but Mohamed Hussein does well to win it back, but the referee, or the assistant referee on the far side, did see or spot some bit of a notch there. It's a yellow card and it's flashed out to Ali Mohammed. 2 centre backs of Hearts of Oak have been booked.
Yeah, I think that was a pull. That was a pull on Idem, just right there. Reduce that speed of Idem. Idem ought to protested at that point, and Ali in disbelief. I think it was the right call. It happened within a split second there, but it happens sometimes. And Hearts of Oak now having both centre backs here in the referees' books could slow them a bit, but it's also dependent on what Coach Bashir Ifon would want to do. Would he want to stick Michael Efsin right in between them and allow him to cause them some more troubles? Perhaps there could be a sending off, but I think that was some good run there by Idem.
Set piece opportunity now for Hearts of Lions to deal with the Hearts of Oak would have the defensive lines well set up to handle this set piece. Certainly well, the players are looking to see what exactly will be coming out of this. Yaldan Sus being the expert set piece taker there for Hearts of Lions. Another ball swung into the box there. A band goes in, bit in, and then it's going to be yet another attempt to hit this one. But not again the best way to play that from Ismail Bambila.
He fails to hit that cleanly. That ball forced cleanly to him. Could see Alban going up there to protest for it. There was Amponsa also trying to narrow that space for Bambila. We talk about Lions players who've gone missing practically the whole game, and I think Bambila has been one.
Ado, and here comes Enim Asenso. Forming some bit of a huge ring around the all defensive lines there. And Dogley. Here comes another ball swung into the ball. Sadamu with a header here. Hussein wins it for Hearts of Oak. Good control there from Hussein. Tearing off on the right hand side is Doku. Good play now from Doku. He's got Hussein in the box waiting. Doku here swags one. And Alban with a slight and very timely interception wins it out for Hearts of Lions. And Hearts of Oak attack breaks down. Meantime, they have to turn things on the other side. And referee hesitates a little bit. Initially wanted to go with a whistle, but trying to play the advantage. And Hearts of Oak do have a concern with a player down here.
Yeah, it's all about the tempo. Earlier on, Doku failing to just control that ball neatly with the first touch. The first touch just letting him down, takes him too far away, from 18-yard box. Again, the return ball into the box being dealt with, but there's a physicality, and for a second you're thinking the referee would have whistled, but we are at a point of the game where the intensity is so high. You don't see him calling for those casual balls there. Just look at that. Yeah, I think that was a foul on Amponsa. It was on the knee after colliding with Asenso.
Cooling break at the moment here at the Pando Stadium. Very humid here. Talk about the temperature.
It's hot. We've not really spoken about that, but that's where it takes a toll. And I've spoken about the fact that Accra Hearts of Oak, they love to press, especially in away games, and that's why they're the best away performers in the league this season. The way they set up in away games is quite different, but today you don't see them pressing high up the pitch, trying to win the balls, in the attacking 10, trying to counter press and all that, all because it's a bit hot here. And like you said, humidity a bit low. Weather conditions around 33 degrees Celsius tells you how hot it is. And sometimes, weather conditions could, to a larger extent, affect how players respond to the atmosphere, and the output they give. And I think today Hearts of Oak hasn't really shown, the kind of performances they give on the road, which makes them by far the best travelers in the league.
Yeah, tell you what, feels hotter, 36 degrees Celsius here. Clear conditions expected around 7 p.m. Temperature range between 26 to 35.
Tell you what, that's hot.
Absolutely.
That's very hot.
Hearts of Oak, after 13 away games, have 6 wins, 4 draw and 3 defeats, with an impressive 11 goals scored and only 6 goals conceded in away games. Only won once, that's against Kotoko in the last 5 matches. Hearts of Oak. And the referee just whistling for yet another infringement. And Hearts of Lions player down. Approaching.
Alban is happy. He is not happy, with that tackle, that nudge on Echedogli right from behind. It was Abdul Karim who was instructing Echedogli to get up on his feet.
He's got to be the most tackled player in the game, isn't he?
Yeah, I would agree with you. He's suffered the most fouls so far. He's gone off to receive treatment for about 4 minutes. And that's due to the fact that he's seen most of the ball for Hearts of Lions this afternoon.
Pushing the final quarter of an hour to play here at the Pando Stadium. Asenso has got a chance here to follow this one, blocked by Manpoa. Echedogli trying to control, not the best of control there for him. Alban here for Hearts of Lions. And here comes the name, H.A. Dogley. Always trying to control the tempo of the game there, the central midfielder. Three goalless drawn games against Holy Stars, Brecon, Chelsea and Bechem United. And a 2-1 defeat to Gold Stars. One of the defeats that Hearts of Oaks really are not impressed at all with the team's performance on the day. An away game for Hearts of Oak, and they expected a lot in terms of the team's performance on the day.
Yeah, well, this afternoon they've lost that midfield battle. We have 3 players in midfield: Hussein, you have a point sign, then also Abdul Karim or losing. It's just a double pivot of Ishmelado and H.A. Dogley.
Into the last 15 minutes of the game. And D. Dramani can't afford to yet again have another goalless drawn game in the Premier League. Again, you have Duku pretty much busy since his introduction, isn't he?
Yeah, that's what they've been trying to do now. You know, just switching Duku to the right hand side, not Hamza Issa. Hamza Issa stays central. You can see him drifting towards, you know, that line there, hoping that the long balls will be hit, so he can just head one down towards the path of Hamza Issa. It's not really worked to perfection, though. We just saw a moment ago, you know, that routine.
Abdul Karim, and here comes Baba Damu. And he has been shoved up the ball there by Yidem.
He's been the busiest of, you know, the defenders of Hearts of Oak. Babadamu were combining both defensive and attacking duties this afternoon. It's impressive how, you know, as a centre back naturally, you know, he's able to fit into that left back role, and he plays it so well.
Sometimes you just to look at how Lions have dictated the pace of the game, and yet again have not shown any of the efforts at goal in terms of the ball hitting the back of the net. Then Mohamed Hussein also picks a yellow card.
It has been coming. The last time it was, you know, a foul on Alban. That was where the caution went to him. You know, it was a word of caution, but this time I think, you know, the referee has been far too lenient with him, and yeah, he had to go into the books of the referee, Hussein. So industrious, you know, worked so hard, but I think in this game his first touches, you know, has let him down a couple of times. Poor first touches, you know, being tasked to play as that number 10 to link the 2 midfielders, and then also the attack. We've not seen most of that. He loves to operate in those tight spaces.
I'll tell you what, you've got 3 players of Hearts of Oak on a yellow card. The last game played. Now the red card and the captain, Kelvin Osesibe. And here comes the opportunity now for Hearts of Lions. As they try to find space there, ball whipped in by Pampila. And they just skying that effort there. At least the kick off a player of Hearts of Oak, so gets a corner kick.
Yeah, that was a deflection. Good call by the referee. That could have been a thunder strike if that one had been on target. Just shot one to a knee. I think Hearts of Oak players do so well to just, you know, rush and block it.
Again, you talk about the movement in and around the 6-yard area. And again, where The goalkeeper is certainly free.
Yeah, quite a lot of
just again, you have
yeah.
a lot of players moving around and trying to see if they can't get off. And yet another player has gone down and looking for the call of the referee there, but he has the courage to get up and continue with the game. I tell you what, it's becoming a very interesting game, especially when it comes to set pieces here. There's a merry-go-round in the 6-yard area, ball whipped into the far post once again. And Lions again failing to deal with the scenario there. Very poor play there from Hearts of Lions. Fazi Ali.
Well, you give credit to Hearts of Oak with the way they've defended, you know, their set pieces, especially the corner ball situations this afternoon. They can count, you know, up to 9 Hearts of Oak players in the box at every point in time.
The Hearts of Oak would have to make 2 changes quickly. Double substitution there for the Phobians. And also withdrawing Mohamed Hussein. And also coming in to replace him there is Ranford Mensah. So they played the last game against Holy Stars, sat out today. And I'll be given a chance to play a part now. Just to play the left full back position there for Hearts of Oak. The condition here clearly tells you what's happening.
Yeah. It could be an interesting, you know, last 10 minutes for especially Hearts of Oak. Ransford Mensah, the natural left back, would rather play as a left midfielder for the remainder of this game.
Yeah, Etcher Douglas midfield. The last 10 minutes or so in the game. And the referee really is going to have yet another card. So Hearts of Oak, right full back, Emmanuel Amankwa. 4 yellow cards to Hearts of Oak. So far, 5 yellow cards being shown by the referee, Robert Mose. 4 of those going to Hearts of Oak.
Yeah, 3 of them being defenders. The only midfielder in there was Hussein, who has been withdrawn, you know, a couple of minutes ago. Now you have 3 of the 4 defenders of Hearts of Oak in the referee's books now. Yeah, I'm seeing how Heart of Lions are trying to take advantage of that, though.
Come on. Good pass now to Asenso. Cut back beautifully, looking for the round here, and he claps the ball in. Has been blocked beautifully by Opua Friday for a corner kick.
A lovely combination on the left-hand side, all beginning with a brilliance of Echidogli. Good pass, and everything starts to fall apart for Hartsville, but Inim's ball, targeting the goalkeeper's area to plant that ball.
Shmelado finds space, Asenso turns around, and here comes the rounder of Enim. Again, a very poor play there from the left full back, Enim.
Yeah, Bashir Hayford is not happy at all, especially when you've had limited chances in the attacking third, and he had so much time and space. Another injury concern for Hartlepool. It looks like another Mankwa has picked up enough.
Yeah, again, a concern there. Hearts of Oak have made how many changes so far, and the Hearts of Lions yet to make a change.
It tells you how Hearts of Oak are struggling under, the weather conditions currently. It's a bit hot. We've seen the players a bit boisterous sometimes, a bit more aggressive. 4 yellow cards for them. One of the recipients, Hussein, taking off already for Paku. I think they're struggling this afternoon. They're really struggling. They've not really created anything meaningful up front. Just one shot on target all game. They've not tested Jason Nete enough. He's been on a virtual holiday since making that save of Mauli Wayo's header in the first half.
3 changes so far for Hearts of Oak. 3 changes. And Hearts of Lions have kept the first 11 yet to change in the game. Trying to make sure that they have the team right. I tell you what, it doesn't really look likely that Amankwa is going to come back after the injury. And so that's going to be the fourth change there for Hearts of Oak as well. So you're going to throw in Amankwa Befi, Emmanuel Amankwa out, and another Amankwa is going to come in again. Hamza Issa. And he's been fouled there. Should be a yellow card offense. And again, the referee can see that to be a clean tackle from Yardan. So as Didramani tried to rally his team to be more efficient and effective.
Yeah, on the transition they've been a bit slow, wasting too much time here. A second or two wasted. You had players running into positions. Hamza Issa decided to go for the 10, and the 10 again. The frustration, from Didi tells you.
So the last 5 minutes of the game plus at a time. Hearts of Oak have scored the same number of goals too, just the same number of goals conceded. And interestingly, no Hearts of Oak player can be found in the top 10 scorers chart in the Premier League. It's still goalless here. Fawzi Ali gives the ball away in a very dangerous area. Hearts of Oak yet to find a way to punish Hearts of Lions. Ball swung into the box now. Neta comes out, and Duku couldn't quite get into it. And Fawzi Ali once again have to desperately get the ball away.
Yeah, that would have been calamitous for Bando Heart of Lions. They defended gallantly throughout the game until that error from Fawzi Ali nearly got punished for it, giving the ball away cheaply. Just failed to scan his area. Just look at that. Nete managing to get a fetch to that ball. Yeah, he does well. Nearly catching the head of Frank Abora Duku, who was the target. Yeah, it got to him, but just couldn't direct that one on target.
Meantime, Hearts of Oak making their fifth substitution. Riku Boateng has been introduced to replace Hamza Issa. Easy. Headers out. Hearts of Oak now trying to put some of the pressure on Hearts of Lions. Another ball to the far side again is going to elude almost everybody. Hearts of Lions preparing to make a change with J, maybe be introduced into the game.
They've been pretty okay with a setup. I think you look at the department of Heart of Lions and they've really played well. No exception of not getting a goal this afternoon.
Here comes Idem. Looking for some of the support. That's fine, son. That's what said that. And yet again, the referee teed that to an offside here against Hearts of Oak. To the last 3 minutes, the stoppage time. So that's the confirmation. So on the other side is 11 Wonders 1, Summertex 2. Double substitution we are picking up there for Hearts of Lions. So it's going to be a situation where you're going to have a Kevin Asenso being withdrawn there. And so J replacing him. And so having a substitution where Bambila would have to be withdrawn in the game. So you're going to have Antonio Usu. So playing the part there, just coming on. The last part of the game there. Very quality play there from Lions. Trying to hold their own here.
It's more like for like. At least fresh limbs. Especially with energy levels dropping and the attacking unit. Heart of Lions not able to test Benjamin Asari enough.
Echidogi gets a reverse pass on the ball here. Shipping carpet pass, and now J goes in. Turns well, and well, I'll tell you what, there's a lot of complaints there from the Hearts of Lions fans about AJ in terms of his body movement. There was a lot of space for him. And Dogley gives the ball away, and Hearts of Oak now turn defense into attack. Switching play, looking for Arban. Gets the header here. A bit of a slip there. And Eche Dogley finds Ateje again. Get another opportunity. And Ishmaelado, not sure what the plan was there for Ishmaelado as we approach the 90th minute.
Yeah, as soon as both players were on the same tangent earlier on, you question if Ateje had a right to warm up before coming on, had space to operate, had space to exploit. You could see the technical, dugout of Heart of Lions, just not happy with the decision to move backwards again.
Taking signals that we might be doing 5 minutes of at a time.
And as much as it's been cagey, you'd say Heart of Lions, has come out on top in certain, areas of this game. Yeah, Heart of Oak, you credit them with that defensive solidity. You're thinking the Heart of Lions, with a dominant, in midfield and also in the attacking third, they should really have gotten a goal or two in this game.
Good control there from Antonio Usu. Aban. Lions still trying to push some more men forward. There's going to be a foul here. Just him. He's been working hard and trying to push his team.
And there's a point where you'd love to push more men forward, and that was a good move there by Neem, sandwiched in between Paku and then also Yabankwa Beifi. You'd want to take more risk at this point. Maybe ask your fullbacks to, move upwards a bit, try and create overloads, throw everything at the opposing side.
Since 2006, there's 3 wins there for Hearts of Oak here against Lions. 2-1 back in 2006, 1-0 back in 2009 and 2012. Another win here against Hearts of Lions. We are in 2026 there, so it's going to be difficult. So it's going to be the 10th visit to Bando Hearts of Lions. And already we've seen 3 previous matches played being a draw. We still expect to see a lot of surprise stories here. You never say there until the bones are rotting, the Phobians.
Yeah, but at this pace, you doubt if they could get that. And did he live it all? Because the players are not transitioning the ball enough, especially when they win the ball and when they have to turn defense into attack quickly. Earlier on, we saw that ball from Abdul Karim wasting too much time before being fouled.
TJ now trying to free up Efsin, and he's got Opoafrani to contend with. It's going to be a corner kick. Opoafrani with a last touch on the ball there, just approaching the end of the game.
Very good recovery there by the Heart of Oak centre back as well. Even though he's a bit tired, you can see him. All he had to do was to just clear that one into touch.
They went to see the ball rattling the back of the net there. Lions, the players there. Folk would have to find a way out there and hot volley. And that's again, it's going to be the Phobians trying to defend the Lions there, but quality play from Heart of Lions trying to put almost everything. Antonio Usu with that strike there.
Yeah, There was an on-drop volley there. We'll just have to lean back a bit to hit that one.
You need to have that technical argument to get that, to hit it at the right angle.
Yeah, he had it right, yeah, technique good, but accuracy lacking. You're wondering if Heart of Lions had actually won the game with such, a goal. That would have been spectacular.
It's a yellow card there to Benjamin Asari for time wasting. 5 yellow cards in the game there.
It's quite a lot for Heart of Oak. Tells you how they've struggled in this game defensively.
Sorry, really worked hard in the game and now picks up a yellow card. And all the centre backs booked. And then have the goalkeeper equally booked.
So with the exception of Baba Adamu, you have every single Heart of Oak defender, including the goalkeeper, booked of the referees.
And the referee is going to give yet another card. And this time it's going to be a Heart of Lions player. It's Anthony Owusu. So that's the second player of the Hearts of Lions who's been booked this afternoon.
Yeah. Not after Ishmelado had been booked in the first half. They've been pretty decent. They've kept, that calmness. When you compare 2 yellow cards against 5, and it tells you the story.
One of the major complaints about Heart of Lions was the match in the FA Cup, where they did talk about the late goal conceded against Dreams FC, which led to them going on penalties, eventually losing to Dreams in the FA Cup. They led the game until the last kick on the day. Dreams took advantage, and Heart of Oak once again trying to throw almost everybody into the game to see if they can salvage the 3 points here. Corner kick, swung into the far post once again, and the referee spotting a little bit of a push there on the Hearts of Lions player. There's everybody up.
Yeah, trying to throw it a kitchen sink, at the depth of it. It was a lovely whip into the box. Ransford.
Well, I tell you what, and so this will be the end of the story. The second time Hearts of Lions really have had the opportunity of making sure that they kept their home invisibility uptight in the game there, but for Hearts of Oak, they drew it. Basake Holy Stars was goalless. Second goalless game played by Hearts of Oak in the Premier League, and this is the 20th clean sheet for Hearts of Oak and the 12th clean sheet there for Benjamin Asari, and this becomes the 12th clean sheet there for Hearts of Lions in the game in the Ghana Premier League. But then the story will continue that they still are trying to warm themselves up on the Premier League log, but for the Phobians, they know they still have a lot of work to do. They haven't scored in 2 games in the Premier League, match day 25 and match day 26, and this should be a worry situation to the man Didramani. Man of the match, H.E. Dogley, deservedly so. He's been picked up as a man of the match.
Yeah, it's been a tough one for them. Very, very, challenging game for both sides. But I think for Hearts of Oak, they'll be looking at this and thinking, yeah, we could have put up a much better performance, but no goal scored, obviously. Just 1 shot for each side, 1 on target for each side as well. Hearts of Oak maintaining superiority in the possession, and corners, by far Heart of Lions having the most corners, 8-2, and the fouls there, Heart of Oak committing the most fouls, that resulting in 5 yellow cards for them, 18 fouls for Heart of Lions, just 2 yellow cards and no red cards. Graham.
Well, I'll tell you what, everything.
Back in Accra, and thank you very much for joining us. It's been a game as tough as it came. No goals to report. Heart of Lions stayed resolute at home. Accra Hearts of Oak, they huffed, they puffed, but could not find the opening they were looking for. A couple of chances came their way. I wouldn't say that they were created, but the chances came their way, and they yet could not turn it into a purposeful attack in terms of results. So it's ended goalless at the Kpando Stadium. Heart of Lions stayed at home and losing 2 points at home, but Accra Hearts of Oak will be comfortable enough per their standards to come back to Accra with a solitary point. I still have Nanedu and Coach Abiu here. We will be crossing over back to the stadium to hear the reactions of the coaches before we lower the curtains on today's production. Nanedu, let me start with you. 90 minutes. There is something wrong with Accra Hearts of Oak. Or you don't think so?
And it's about goal scoring.
Well, it is about the fact that, and I will relate this to one of your comments in our pre-match discussion. It's about the fact that, yes, maybe they're saddled with too many technical options, much to the difficulty of the set players who cannot convert on the field of play.
And I think the strength of the team has been about their defensive shape. So
that is there.
Even without arguably one of their best centre back, Kevin Osesibe, a new player comes in the same shape, because without the same personality, they brought in somebody, the performance is the same. The only thing I would say is Masud Didi Dramani has to improve their defense. Hearts of Oak nearly lost Opwan Fani for the start of the season, because last season the performance was not on the top. So the fans wanted Opwan Fani to move out of the club, but Didi Dramani comes in, he has improved Opwan Fani. Today he can play as a central defender, the next game as a defensive midfielder. You can see day to game he's improving in terms of performance with the House of Oak team. So I think the defensive system is quite okay, but from the midfield to the attack, that is where there is a disconnect. So they are giving players opportunities, but the goals are not coming.
Okay.
Last season, they are top scorer 7 goals, Maoli Wayo. This season, they are top scorer 5 goals. So you can see the problem has not been in this particular season. From last season, they know the major problem in this Heart of Oak setup has always been goal scoring.
Difficult it is, but anyway, coach.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm sure that it will be safe to conclude per the results that maybe it's a fair result for the Phobians. At least they did not lose away, although they are also not scoring goals. But again, they played against quite an astute side, an all-round Heart of Lions team. Defense, they were there. Midfield, they held on very well. Chances came their way. Again, the conversion rates has not been the best in this match.
Yeah, I think I'm looking at creativity.
Yeah.
Balancing and foot preparation. There was, in the last 5 minutes, there was a pass from midfield from Heart of Lions. Those are the sort of passes some of us are talking about. In the third half, the player was not ready. You know, there's something happening to our players. They want to see the situation before they react. But you must take decisions before the ball arrives. Because it's a form of energy that moves around, kinetic energy, those energies moving around. So every moment you should anticipate whatever. That is why we go for warm-up, so that you know the behavior of the ball and the behavior of the pack. But I think the warm-up, I was just telling Nanedu that it looked like the warm-up has just become a routine. But the warm-up for the game is actually a language. It's a body language, preparing the mind and the soul, the heart, and your pulse. Everything must match to do the warm-up. Then at the same time, visualizations, you see the pack where the potholes are. So you know exactly how to control the ball and move into space. I think that is what they are lacking in the third half. In the third half, somebody touches the ball more than 6 times. No, that's what we call the hot potatoes. Because you don't want it to burn you. So you must sometimes behave as if the ball is hot. So if a hot object is coming to touch you, there should be a reaction. But this is where the players become comfortable and control the ball. He controlled the ball 6 times. Where you needed just a touch to go into the 18. What Osei and Ishmael will do, especially Osei will just start the ball, go into the 18 and have that security. So I either pass or either score. This is where I think it's not a striking problem. It is about we not paying attention to details. The technical team must pay attention to details. We've run only almost 9 months, and we complain about the same thing around our press game. Then it means we are not doing well.
What they are low over. But again, I mean, with all that aside and apart, I mean, I personally, and I'm not too surprised that he won the man of the match. The Eche Dogley player is one we need to keep an eye on. He's good on the ball. He's good off the ball. He moves into open spaces. He's almost always readily available to receive the pass.
Reflex and anticipation. His voluntary actions and inactions are all accurate. receiving the ball, he's always at the right position.
Exactly.
He knows when to touch the ball twice, and he knows when to control it twice.
Okay.
Even there are balls that come on his chest, he take it once and give a pass and move into space. That is all we need about the Premiership players at that level, and he does it perfectly. I think from match day 1 to the Chan team up to this time, he's been an excellent player. And like you rightly said, this is where the whole country must focus on. That is what other countries do. But we leave him to his fate and to his team. And finally, we don't get the best out of him. But I think kudos to him.
Nane, you have monitored him closely. And I remember at some point you even made the assertion that he's in the right place. That's the team at the right time.
I think, all he needs at this particular moment is good coaching. And he'll be one of the best midfielders.
And he's getting a lot of playing time.
He reminds me of Antoniana when he moved from Azakes to Hasselhoff.
Okay.
When we were preparing for the 2006 World Cup, we had one midfielder at Liberty Professionals. Is it Daniel Ado also? The same kind of performance, the same kind of energy.
Yeah.
I think if we are considering one of the midfielders from the local scene for the Blaster, I think it's one of the players we can consider.
Yeah.
Because I was just going through the Blaster midfielders for this particular friendly game. They are all defensive midfielders. Yes. Ibrahim Suleimana, Kwesi Zibo, Simon Zibo, Thomas Partey, and of course the other players in the team. These are typical defensive-minded midfielders. Even though Thomas Partey in some games can play the advanced role, but if you want to see the best out of Thomas Partey in recent times, he played mostly as a defensive midfielder. So imagine you have somebody like Echedogli training around these players, the kind of experience you gather within the Blaster setup.
And the exposure.
Benjamin Asari moved to the Blaster. He gathered a lot of experience from the foreign goalkeepers that were coming in.
Yeah.
I know Benjamin Asari personally. He was not strong with the left foot. After going to the Blasters camp, coming back to Hasselhoff, now he has confidence in passing with the left foot, kicking the ball with the left foot. So you can see going to the national team has improved his performance. Some of these players, you add them to the national team, those experienced players coming from Europe, he trains with them, he gathers some experience, and in terms of organization and how they play in their midfield, he gathers something from them. And I think some of the players like Echedoglu need to be part of the Blasters team. That is why, the 6 additional players, the 20 players for the World Cup, it's 26.
Yeah.
That particular 6 players, I think it should be a policy from the Football Association to include players from our local league. The motto of FA president, bring back the love. Let Ghanaians have interest in our national teams. At least 6 players from the local scene. That additional 6 players. When you go to the World Cup, we don't use more than 20 players.
Maximum 15 sometimes.
Yeah. Between 15, 16, 17, 18.
You're right.
Make it a policy. You can, bring your foreign players, at least 20. Those 6 players need to come from our local league. FIFA gives money to every player who is going to the World Cup. To the club that he's playing for.
Exactly.
Those 6 players need to come from our local league. Echedoglu deserves a call-up. Look at Ebenezer Aban. He has been consistent in the last 3 years in the local scene. He's playing well. In the House of Folk team, look at Ali Mohammed. He's playing well. So we have about 1 or 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players in the local league. We can include them in the Blasters to get that experience from the national team.
In that case, Nanaidu, I'll push you to the wall. Give me a few of the 6 that you have in mind.
Personally,
for Black Stars, and I'm looking at the quality of Black Stars, the pedigree of the Black Stars. Who do you think can readily assimilate into the team?
Benjamin Asari is already there. I'll add Solomon Abashi. So 2 goalkeepers from the local scene. Ebenezer Aban, very good player. Salim Adams, very good player. Echedoglu, very good player. Ali Mohammed, very good player. These players can make it into the Blasters.
I didn't hear a certain Simpson.
Razak Simpson can also make it. Very good player. Because I mentioned already 2 central defenders. I was just looking at the positions. Because I've mentioned Ebenezer Aban and Ali Mohammed. And this particular season, those 2 players have been better than Razak Simpson in the local league. But Razak Simpson has gotten that experience from the Blaster. He has been there.
Sure.
A player from the local scene straight into the Blaster, and he started a game against Angola in a qualifier.
Yes.
So Razak, look at Emmanuel Arnaud going. He's going in the Ghana Premier League.
Yeah.
Emmanuel
Arnaud from Nations FC. He's playing well.
Yeah.
So nobody can tell me we don't have quality players in our local league. I know they cannot compete 100% with some of the foreign players.
It's your technical team
that is what I'm
telling you, because they move around. So they just move around for the cameras. from what you're saying now, no, we need, if I'm speaking to them, that's what I'm going to tell them. You couldn't move on. Somebody has played 90 minutes. Let's speak exclusively. He has played more than 90 minutes.
Sure. He's the best midfielder in the local scene.
In your elite league.
Yeah.
And you tell him you've gone to watch him both home and away, and you feel he cannot make up that squad like Nanedo is saying. No, we can give as much as 6 to 10.
Sure.
So if the 6, like Nane is saying, become a policy, the policy drive money to the association and to the country as well.
That's very true. That's
true. So we make profit because we are not going to win the World Cup. But we are going to win the World Cup through another way. There's this phrase from South Africa. I know you were there. Desmond Tutu said, "We've won the World Cup." Then somebody asked him, "They've kicked you out." He said, "Yes, we build infrastructure. We needed a fast bullet train. The country was not ready, but because we're going to host it, the country built the train system."
So they benefited from it.
So that's
okay. Well, let's pause for now and head back to the Kpando Stadium. The coaches are ready. Let's listen to what they have to say.
But I've been joined by the head coach of Hearts of Oak, Masu Didi Dramani. Coach, first of all, how would you sum up the performance of your boys this afternoon at a very tough grounds?
I think that they put in the right energy, they put in the right efforts. I think we still need to improve on certain decisions in certain very key areas where we have transformed so much, and then we need to bring it in the game, because those moments are the decisive factors in the game, and I think that we still have a lot to improve on.
But on the balance of play, would you say this is a fair result?
It is very discretional. I think that in the first half we controlled the game the way we wanted, and then we came out closely in terms of the chances we created. In the first half we created about 3 chances that could have given us the goal, and then the second half I think we created 2 chances that could have given us the goal. So I think that if we had made those right decisions in those key moments, at least we should have scored a goal.
Now on the bench, I saw that you were very furious with some of the yellow cards that your boys were receiving, and in recent times, you've had some disciplinary issues.
We will take some actions against those aspects, because you don't bounce a ball. It's decent. You don't bounce a ball. In that crucial moment when you were a key member of the team, we were forced to bring him out, because at that moment you don't want to risk anything, and these aspects don't show that you really wanted it too much. But irrespective of how you wanted it, you still need to keep your cool.
Yeah, in recent weeks you've not been happy with the draws that you've played, but today do you think even though it ended in a stalemate, there's been progress from how you played in the last 3 games?
I think that we have always played like this, and then not getting the needed outcomes. It is all about the outcomes. We know what we can do, we know what we are deficient of, and then we are chasing for something, and we need results to amend ourselves on the league slots.
Okay. Now next week you wouldn't have Benjamin Asari in the squad because he will be traveling with the national team. We have seen him again keep another clean sheet. What do you have for him before he departs?
Good luck and all the best to the entire team, because it's a national team and it's a national assignment.
And I also take this opportunity to say happy Eid to you. And the Hearts of Oak fans are watching. Some are very excited because this is a very, very tough grounds. What do you have to say to them?
Happy Eid Mubarak to everyone. May the Almighty bless us with the festivity that we went through, and I believe that our departed, we pray for them also, and then we wish Allah grant us all the favors that we need.
Coach, in the end it ended in a draw, but would you say with what we saw this was a fair result?
Well, I think this one is a true reflection of the game. Hearts of Oak played very well, very solid at the defense, and then we also played very well at the defense, and then we were all trying to make sure we use the midfield to break the lines. It was difficult for both teams. I think half a loaf is better than none. We'll take it like that and prepare and go away and see what will happen.
Of course. Now in the second half, we saw massive improvements in the attacking areas. Do you think you could have done a little bit more to win this game?
Well, that is just an anticipation. You always want to anticipate that they will do better. But what is in them is what they are. And then we know when tightness is setting in, they try to economize their performance. And there you cannot do anything about that. The only thing you have to do is to make sure you change them. And the question is, do you have the men at the bench who will come and do the equal task that they were doing. So it makes the work very dicey. But all the same, I think it's an improved game because the young attackers that we are introducing, I think they are improving match by match.
Of course, and I barely see you angry on the touchline, but this afternoon you were, having exchanging words with Efson. What was really the problem?
Well, he is the main, striker, and then he has to make sure he follows all. If you are tired, somebody will also come and help you. But if you think you are tired and you are not going, then it means when they get the ball, whom should they target? It is you. So let's see you. Striking is not only putting the ball into the net. Sometimes you have to harass the defenders. You have to fight for balls, and that is where I was not furious, not angry, but I was serious with him that he should make sure he.
Well, next weekend, match day 27, you have another opportunity. Holistically, what needs to change about this team?
Well, if it were to be like what we are going to play, I don't see it. But you travel to somebody's home. I said, don't say it. If you say it, there will be a trouble. It's just like somebody sitting on your, excuse my language, scrotum, and you say, don't say eja. He will be pressing, and say, keep quiet, don't say it. So we won't talk. Yeah. Because even this one that I've said, they will misinterpret it. But what I mean is, sometimes when you are going away, no matter the strategy you map, you go there and it doesn't work.
Bashir Hayford, head coach of Heart of Lions, thanks very much for that, and we will leave you to go enjoy the rest of the squad. Heart of Lions ending the draw against Heart of Folk. The most valuable player in today's game, he was formerly a player of Banana in Accra, H.A. Dogley. Today he is the man of the match. H.A., first of all, congratulations to you. How would you sum up your personal performance?
Oh, thank you. We thank God for the draw game, though it's not a win, but we thank God because a game either you win, draw or lose. So far as we get the lose, we thank God for that.
Of course.
About my performance, we started the league and then gradually we are not on it. And looking at us on the table, when you look at the table, the place we are is not good for us. So I just thank God that I'm thankful to God that I'm trying to lift my game up every day, day out, day in. So thank God for that.
Now, the first 6 games of the season, Heart of Lions were flawless. Then I started to turn south for them. What really went wrong along the line?
Well, as I said, the first football is just is win, draw or lose. So anytime we go to the game and we get the lose or the draw, we take it like that. So we are grateful to God.
All right. Now, there are some players who have left, like Efson that you started playing with. Do you think that has really affected your play as well?
No. Because we started the league, they say we should register 30 players. So everybody is good. That is why the coach bring them to the ball. So anytime they go out, another player come in. Yeah, okay. Good.
Now, finally, you have played with the Black Galaxies before. I mean, the coaches of the Black Stars have watched you and have talked about how good you are. Do you think you stand a chance maybe in the future?
Well, I would say yes, because day in, day out, I'm working towards that. So I'm grateful. Anytime they give me the call up, I will be grateful to go there.
H.A. Dogley, most valuable.
All right, so interesting comments from the most valuable player of the match, H.A. Dogley. And as if he was reading the mind of Nanedu when he spoke about his chances of getting into the national team. But clearly, he also believes in himself. And I'm sure everybody who's been watching, especially matches of Heart of Lions, he's been very consistent. He's been very flamboyant. His flair and skill, definitely no questions about that. So congratulations to Eche for winning the MVP for today's game. Quick result from the other match played today. It ended in a 2-2 scoreline between 11 Wonders and FC Samatex. And 11 Wonders pick up a point playing at home against FC Samatex. Samatex, not too sure whether they still have their foot on the pedal, but it looks like the second round has not been too positive for Samatex. But at least after 90 minutes, 11 Wonders 2, Samatex 2, and then after 90 minutes in Pando, Heart of Lions nail, Accra Hearts of Oak and nail. Nanedu, any comments, especially from the 11 Wonders Samatex game? Fair result, you think?
I'm surprised about Samatex. I thought they will pick the maximum to the point because when you look at 11 Wonders nowadays, they are considering a lot, and they have nothing to prove in the league. They are already gone. They will be playing in Division 1 next season. So I thought Samatex will take this advantage and get the maximum 3 points, push yourself in a respectable position on the league log. But it ended in a draw.
It ended in a draw. Okay, but at least we can only say congratulations to 11 Wonders. At least they've picked up a point. And if I'm not mistaken, we'll take a look at the table. But if I'm not mistaken, does that mean that they now have their first double figures? Because they had 9 points. So plus 1, they have 10. They have 10. So it's the first double figures for 11 Wonders. Although we all agree that it came a bit too late. We'll be saying goodbye to them. But I have always believed that, especially when you have an all-round team, there are players in the team who will surface in the Premiership somewhere else. And so definitely we may not be hearing the name 11 Wonders, but some of the key players in the team, we will be hearing from them. Okay, gentlemen, we'll be wrapping up our discussion. So we're moving forward, and before we do that, we'll leave the last part of the discussion to the league table. The league table. At least 2 matches have been played. We have a fair idea of who is where and who is not there. But before the matches were played today, if we have the league table, can we take a look at it quickly? We should have the league table before today's matches because we used it at the before the match. That's, so that at least we just want to have a fair idea of where the teams are standing, and then per the results that will come, where they can go. Okay, so there you are. So Accra Hearts of Oak will still remain on 42 points. They have 41. They've just picked up a point. So 42 points for Accra Hearts of Oak, which means that Aduana will be looking forward to a victory tomorrow so that they can push close to Mediama, who are also looking for a victory in tomorrow's game. Get Kumasi Asante Kotoko. All eyes will be on them at the Baba Yara Stadium. That match will be live here at Max TV. So again, that's how the top part of the table looks like. Let's go to the bottom, and then Heart of Lions, by virtue of the fact that they drew, they will only pick up 1 point. So they will have 34 points, 1 point more than Baseke Holy Stars, which again means that Baseke would also have to strive to see whether they can lift up their spirits, as it were. So obviously next week matches will still be a close shave encounter depending on where the team, which of the teams are playing against which team, and how the results will go. Coach, are we still looking at a photo finish kind of end?
It's still a photo finish.
It's still a photo finish.
It's still a photo finish.
It's still close. It's still dicey.
Close. Nothing will change so much. Like Nana said earlier on, the difference could have been House of Folk to change the whole face of the league today. Just imagine getting 44. Could have changed the whole story, the narrative.
Yeah. Okay.
But rather the gap is still there, so it's still photo finish.
It's still photo finish. Then do you still believe it's a photo finish?
Yeah. Now I think it's between Mediama and Bibiani Gold Stars.
But before the match, you said Hearts.
I say after today's game, if House of Folk took the win, they will come into the picture.
Okay.
I said it.
All right.
Yes,
okay.
yes, he said so.
You have exonerated yourself. You have exonerated yourself. Well, viewers, thank you very much. It's been wonderful coming your way with the live action from the Kpando Stadium. We'll be crossing over to the Baba Yara Stadium on Sunday, where Kumasi Asante Kotoko will be playing in their comfort zone. Nations will be traveling from close by. All the action will be here on Max TV, so do make a date and join us. Thank you very much to my panel members, Nanedu, and of course, Coach Abiu. And we will see you again on a Sunday with more action from the Ghana Premier League. My name is Prince Anan. Bye for now.